Welcome to the 10th episode of the Penny Bloom podcast.
Indeed, number 10.
Number 10. That's a big week.
Yeah.
Technically, it's week 9, but it's episode 10.
It's fine, though. It's fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I am Koro Bloom alongside my comrade,
Tavares Pennington.
Tavares Pennington. Have a pen.
Yeah.
Today, we have a good show. We got a good show. We're going to talk about this last week's Euphoria. We're going to talk about the Emmy noms.
Yeah.
What else you got in mind? What's up? What you been doing last week? What you been up
man,
to?
just working. Really.
Working?
Yeah,
God,
working.
That sucks.
So busy. I've been pulling like double shifts like the past 4 days. It's terrible.
That sounds like hell, actually.
Yeah, no, it's not been fun.
I haven't been working very much. I had a 2-hour shift yesterday. Wasn't too bad. But I got some good television knocked out this past week. Got some good television. I caught up on Marvel's
good.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is in its 6th season currently.
Mm-hmm.
10th episode of this, or like 11th episode or something like that was on last night. I get to watch it today. I'm excited.
Wait, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still being made?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the next season, the 7th season, will be the last.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I caught up. I watched like the first 5 in the last few weeks. First 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
It's good?
I mean, the first 2 seasons are really fucking good. 3 and 4 are like, you know, like they're okay.
Yeah.
They were entertaining.
That's usually where the slump is.
Yeah, like they were really entertaining. It was just like, I don't know, like there's better TV.
Yeah.
And then season 5 fucking blew my mind. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s definitely worth a watch. Season 6 so far is really, really good.
Okay.
Strongly suggest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
And then I also watched that new little David Harbour thing on Netflix.
Yeah. How was that? So like
Dr. Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein. That's what it's called.
Dr. Frankenstein's Monster
Frankenstein.
So
the premise is basically David Harbour is looking into his fake dad. Like he's saying that he's David Harbour the Third, and he's like looking into David Harbour Jr. because he has to learn more about him. He's like, things don't add up, and it's like a really like spoof documentary. It's a mockumentary. So like he's going and finding all these old people. He's like, what was going on in his head? Because it was like, and it just was so. He made it so much more dramatic than it actually was and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was definitely worth a watch. It's only 30 minutes. It was pretty funny. If you like David Harbour, you'll definitely like it.
When I saw the trailer, I was so confused because I was like, who was David Harbour's dad?
Like is this an actual thing?
Yeah, like,
nah, it's fake.
Like, wait, I thought Frankenstein was, like, not real.
Dr. Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein. Check it out. David Harbour really killed that shit.
I still need to watch that thing from the Radiohead guy.
Oh, yeah. What was that called?
You know, I couldn't recall it last time. I remember I had to Google it. I can't remember what that was called.
Oh, man. I'll have to watch that visual art piece.
Yeah, it's only like 15 minutes or something like that. But
I'll have to check it out.
Just absurd.
Looks, something just to watch.
Yeah,
you know?
to watch.
Here on July 20th, the 2-year anniversary of Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator.
Should be declared a holiday.
Should be declared a holiday. Flower Boy Day.
Yeah.
Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy Day.
Everyone, Flower Boy might be a bit sexist. We might want to go with like
Flower Day.
Flower Person Day.
Flower Person Day. Happy Flower Person Day.
Flower Person.
It's for all the snowflakes. You fucking liberal snowflake. Oh. I'm just kidding. I'm a liberal snowflake.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Birds of a feather. Anyways, yeah, the Flower Boy is a classic album.
Gosh, just looking back on it.
Like straight up classic. Like See, Igor complicates things.
Igor does complicate things. That being his follow-up to Flower Boy makes Flower Boy like less.
Yeah, it really does because like to that point we just had like Flower Boy Tyler separated and removed from all of his previous. Like not saying that it wasn't good. It just
like it didn't stack up to Flower Boy.
Yeah, it wasn't anything comparable. So it's like now that he's released Igor and just been like
he just keeps climbing up the ladder.
Yeah, he's just like I do this thing. Like what do you
I do what I want. Fuck you if you don't like it. You know.
Yeah. You know. And like, Flower Boy is just like such an impactful album that summer though. Like,
gosh, that summer and like
I remember
even the 2 years since, I've bumped that.
Oh my god.
At least once a week.
Yeah, for sure.
For the last 104 weeks.
Yes, I'll never not see Where This Flower Blooms coming up and not play it.
Oh, like, exactly.
Come on, like you can't not.
You can't not.
You know, and Tyler is just Tyler is. Tyler. Have you seen his the interview that he just did with Zane Lowe?
I have not, but I saw his tweet where he was like, "I don't do interviews."
He was like, "I don't say shit.
I don't say shit. I don't do interviews, so enjoy this. I don't plan on doing any more for a while." I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Do you, Tyler?"
I need to watch it, and I'm pretty sure like Zane Lowe's interviews are usually pretty lengthy.
They're usually pretty solid.
Yeah, so they'll be.
Yeah, because Zane Lowe, that was the show that Chance did his. He showed his version of Waves and his version of Famous. Cool. Those were good.
Those were amazing.
I wish the Chance version of Waves would have been
literally
released.
Amazing.
We got new Chance coming up.
Oh yeah,
this Friday.
This Friday. You see all the stuff on Twitter about his cover art?
Yes, there were people. Did you see the people who were like responding to the announcement tweet of just like them laying in bed sleeping?
And I was just like, oh my god, people! Like,
like they were just hating
every
on him.
Single one.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I get it. Like I like it. I like the idea. It's not very satisfying visual art.
It's not.
But I mean, like, it's still good, and I'm sure it'll go with it.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it looks good. But it's just like, you know, it's one of those like album arts that like you see and you're just kind of like, okay.
Okay,
and that's why everybody's like,
I mean, like,
yeah, we're not hype or like they are like if you're.
I'm excited for Chance's music.
Yeah, if you're a true Chance fan, but like you're excited.
That cover art usually sets the tone.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, after I saw it, I was like a little worried. I was like, damn, this might suck.
I was a little worried. When I saw it, I was just like, this looks. Chance, you know, Chance is just like, I don't know what it is, but he's starting to become like this super clean cut artist for me for some reason. Like
I don't know what it is. Because I love Chance.
Yeah,
I love.
He's great.
Like, but like something about him over the last couple years since he released Coloring Book has just been a little off-putting to me.
And it's like I listen to him and I think, oh, this would be good to hear on like, you know, the school bus in 5th grade.
Yeah. And like I don't. And I'm hoping that, like, see, like, I don't even know what to say here. I mean, you know, Groceries.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't feel that.
I mean, it was like, it was good to, like, turn up to and be like, used to carry all the groceries in one trip. Like, okay.
Yeah. He's just like, Chance, come on now. What are we talking about
dude,
here?
I mean, like, I was fine with that. It was a good song. It was a good little pop song. But I'm hoping we get a little more.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not all that.
Me too. Who was it that released their features? Was it Chance who released the album?
Track list? No, that was YB and Cordae.
Oh, that's a different thing too. That's coming
out Friday too.
Yeah.
Which looks great.
He's
got a J. Cole produced track featuring Anderson .Paak. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be perfect. Like literally. And like he has a Pusha T verse on there.
I mean,
like,
yo, YB and Cordae is
literally
like, he is recognized by the realest in the game, like, as fucking good.
No, he is. He's one of those artists that's kind of comparable to why can't JID?
Yeah.
Because like I think JID is better than Cordae.
Well, yeah.
But like
ability wise.
Yeah, ability wise. But like Cordae and JID both, like, I feel like they both just started, like, came into the rap game, like,
and immediately were like respected.
Yeah,
like, they were like,
and,
yeah,
like,
we fuck with you.
You knew that they were better than most of the people who had
most of the guys their age.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like with Cordae, like, I never hear a song of his, and I think like, oh, he didn't do an amazing job rapping here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's just like, I don't know, he's just
like that song he just dropped with Chance, Big Day. Or what was that
Bad
called?
Idea.
Bad Idea.
I really love that track actually. Like,
I do too.
I didn't think Chance was corny at all on there.
No, like that's the Chance I really fuck with.
Yeah.
Like he where he starts getting a little more passionate and he gets like a little more like grunge in his voice. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
but like that's
and
my
like,
favorite part.
That and like, so did you hear the freestyles that the freestyle that he put out with Lil Yachty like a couple months back?
Oh yeah. Like that was good too.
That was like fire. I was like, I heard that and I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, he's really out here doing this thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I've always liked more laid back Chance more than him like going in.
Yeah.
But like when he does do it in a certain manner, it's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, this isn't really it.
Yeah, me too. I'm usually like, I hear certain songs and I'm just like,
nah, I mean, like,
it sounds like, you know, a church bop.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like something that, like, Christian rap.
Which, no hate. No hate, like, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into.
Yeah, no hate, but, like, it's Christian rap.
It's not that... It's hard to really get behind.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, you can listen to it and
I
be
can
like,
respect
man.
the artist, like Lecrae. That dude's fucking good.
Yeah.
He's fucking good. He's strictly a Christian rapper, but he's nice.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Yeah.
Like, I don't casually listen to him much because of that. It's just because, like,
It's just like, I don't want to...
I don't want to hear about how God's judging me right
now. If you're going to rap to me about some, like... I don't know.
Tell me you're better than me.
Yeah.
Tell me you're gonna like fuck my bitch or something.
Make me feel like nothing.
Make me your bitch. You know. say you're gonna take my hoe. Like
yeah. Say you're just gonna like my bitch. She's gone. Like, yeah, but like Christian rap is a category unto itself. I feel like it's just like
respectable, but like
nobody touches it. Like nobody has any problems with it. Nobody's like,
except like.
Get the Christian rappers out, but it's just like
nobody's like fuck Christian rap. Yeah, like nobody's gonna say that. It's just kind of like it's there, and if you want to listen to it, listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
July 20th is also the birthday of Sandra Oh. That's the day we're recording.
Nah.
July 20th.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Sandra Oh. She is on Killing Eve currently and is nominated for an Emmy this year for Best Leading Lady. She was also on Grey's Anatomy.
I haven't actually seen much of her stuff.
Like, dude, Killing Eve is the shit.
Really?
Dude, I love that show. Love it.
Is that on Netflix?
No, it's on Hulu. The first season is. Second season isn't quite there yet.
I shall check it out.
So yeah, perhaps. Happy birthday, Sandra.
Yeah. Live it up.
Play the tape. Roll the tape. Roll it. Do it.
You have now entered the Penny Bloom Podcast. Hosted by none other than Colton Robertson and Tavares Pennington. I hope you are prepared for a show unlike any that you've ever seen before. Or heard, I guess it's a podcast. So you aren't going to see anything.
Episode 5 of Euphoria.
This shit.
03 Bonnie and Clyde was the title.
Yo.
This shit is good.
If you were not watching this show.
If you are not watching Euphoria, you are making a big mistake.
Huge.
Catastrophic. Granted, there are a lot of people who probably shouldn't watch Euphoria.
That is also something that we should deal with.
Yeah, like... You know what? Give it a shot. If you're like, oh no, don't watch it. Do not watch it.
That's us wagging the finger at you.
I promise you do not know what you're getting into until you just jump right in.
Yeah. You know, like I watched this one. You know, not. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, it was an intense one.
It was.
I mean, they're all intense. There is no let up.
This one.
The only little bit of like levity and like release in this show is every time they do a little cutaway scene.
Yeah.
Like where every time they have like a thought that Rue has and she just like cuts to a different like point and then jumps back into the conversation.
So those are my favorite points in the show.
Honestly, those are my favorites
just
too,
like
because they're just like the little things that are funny.
Just like,
yeah,
you see what life was like when it was like, you know, normal.
Not as bad.
Yeah, not as bad.
But yeah, 03 Bonnie and Clyde was the title of this episode. Every episode is actually named after a song, except for the pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
I
don't know. But in the Carnival episode 4, it was called Shook Ones Part 2, and I saw people on Twitter like, why wasn't there a Shook Ones Part 1? I'm like, because that's the name of a song by Mobb Deep.
Indeed, yeah.
Come on.
you gotta recognize, I don't associate Shook Ones with absolutely anything else other than Mobb Deep.
It's Mobb Deep.
Like, they patent that.
That's them.
Yeah.
They're the Shook Ones.
They are.
Technically, they're not the Shook Ones.
They're the ones.
Well, they could be
inducing
Shook. I don't know.
They're the ones inducing the Shook Ones.
This is true.
Is that a new?
No,
thing?
I haven't put up anything on my walls.
Really?
No, this has been here since week 1.
Is that Flatbush?
Yeah, Flatbush Zombies.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Okay.
admiring the art in my room.
Yeah.
I made it. Don't worry. Yeah, that's right. So we open the episode. With Rue doing her usual narrating, which I love every week. She freaking nails it.
Oh,
Zendaya is
she does.
perfect. It's pretty much amazing. So this one was focusing a lot more on Maddie. We all know Maddie. Maddie used to be a pageant girl, which makes all the fucking sense in the world.
Yeah, it does.
She was like really into it because she realized like all you needs to be confident. Doesn't matter. I mean, like you gotta look the part, but you also gotta have the confidence to go with it, you know. And she was like really fucking into it because I don't know if you've noticed, but Maddie has a lot of fucking confidence.
Yes, an astonishing amount of hubris.
Hubris. Perfect.
If you will.
Flashback
Shout
to
out
Miss
Miss
Bertrand. Shout out Ashley Bertrand.
How you doing out there in the world?
So yeah, Maddie used to be a pageant girl until one day, some pageant coach somewhere in the country got locked up for, messing with little girls.
Yeah.
He was a rapist, a predator.
Indeed.
Therefore, mom of Maddie made her quit. Had nothing to do with her. She was not involved. But, it's just the idea. Any pageant coach could be out there doing that.
Yeah,
So she was forced to quit. Which led to her protesting by not eating for a week. Which, that's serious. Don't. Shouldn't have laughed, but that's serious.
I've definitely done that before. It's totally safe.
Oh, yeah, it's totally safe. I mean, it's called a fast.
Yeah.
Religious fast.
Religious, good, wholesome.
good, wholesome fast.
Good for the body, heart.
But, by the end of this week, where she didn't eat shit, she realized, holy shit, I kind of like not doing anything. So the rest of her life, she's made it her purpose to not do shit.
It sounds
kind of amazing.
It sounds like some people I know, sadly enough.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like I know countless people. I think I'm kind of one of those people.
Aren't we all?
A little bit, like part of us.
Yeah.
But like this is wholeheartedly who Maddie is. Her mom worked like as a manicure and pedicurist. Like she would wash people's feet and do their nails and stuff.
Yeah.
And the quote from the show, Rue says like, "One day Maddie realized you're either the person sitting in the chair with not a care in the world with your feet in the foot bath, or you're the person washing that person's feet." And Maddie never wanted to be washing the feet.
Yeah, and you see, fundamentally, like, these takes on the world and these worldviews, they are, you can expect someone to come to this conclusion.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, how far are we going to take this? And I feel like that's where Maddie's story gets crazy.
For sure. We get into a pretty good glimpse of Maddie and Nate's relationship. Mm-hmm. Which you don't really need a great glimpse to recognize that it's a super fucked up relationship. Very, very unhealthy.
Yeah. Incredibly toxic.
God. Nate treats her like shit. She lets him, but she also kind of isn't great to him. I mean, like, it's all around not a good relationship.
No, it's not.
But, they love each other. Apparently.
Something or other.
So, we learn a lot about Maddie here.
Yeah,
we learned that she likes to practice her moaning and movements during sex while watching porn.
Yeah. Honestly, once they showed this, I was like, this is kind of weird, but like,
if that's what you're going to do.
Not unexpected from her.
I mean, sure. Like if that's what you want to do, go for it.
Yeah. I love when they go into explaining like the psychology behind her like sexual strategies or whatever.
Yeah, she was like she wanted to make him feel like he was good at doing it.
Yeah.
So that he would do whatever she wanted. Yeah. Low key, Maddie's a genius.
Oh yeah.
In terms of taking advantage of Nate.
That is manipulative as fuck though.
But genius.
Yeah.
Sheer genius in an unhealthy relationship. Oftentimes, Rue says, Maddie would like to punch Nate. But she was afraid that Nate was the type of dude who would hit back.
Yeah.
And he absolutely is.
Oh,
As last episode, he choked her. Fairly aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Yeah, it was bad. It was not good.
I literally thought, I was like, he's just gonna fuck around and kill her, right here.
Yeah. The quote from the show after she says that she's afraid he would hit back is, Nate was coming to terms with his sexuality, and that's the root of a lot of violence. And it really is. If you look through the history of serial killers and stuff, there's a lot of dudes who were not very accepting of the fact they were into other guys.
Really?
So they would murder little boys.
Are you serious?
Pretty fucked up. Yeah.
I never knew that. That's yeah.
It's the root of a lot of violence.
That's incredibly fucked up.
It's super duper fucked up.
Huh.
So Maddie's looking in the mirror. Looking at her bruising on her neck from when Nate choked her last week.
Mm-hmm. And
she was scared. Not of what he did, but the fact that it didn't matter what he did, and she'd love him all the same.
How I just don't understand how you continuously create excuses for another person.
Yeah, I mean it's so hard to understand, but I'm assuming it's one of those things that you just have to have experienced to understand.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I'm very glad I don't understand this unhealthy of a relationship. I've been in an unhealthy relationship, but not like him beating on her and shit like that.
Exactly.
It was just a lot less. But yeah, it's a really fucked up relationship we have here on this show.
Yeah, no, it is, and I can't imagine it going well.
I'm nervous
into the future.
I'm nervous for what's to come in this show.
Oh yeah,
we've built up tension to a point where anytime Nate is in a scene or his dad is in a scene, I am convinced there's a possibility they will kill whoever's in the scene with them.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up murder them at any time. And that's crazy that they built up this tension to where any character could get killed by two characters.
Yeah, exactly. And it's especially even more weird considering just the general context of this show. It's not supposed to be some crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy intense microcosm of is that a word? Microcosm.
Yeah.
Microcosm of all of high school society.
Yeah.
Packed into one high school. So obviously any high school you go to isn't gonna have all this shit. This is more all the high schools combined into one high school. So it's bad.
Yeah, no, it is. It's not a.
I fully expect that by the end of this season, someone will have gotten murdered.
Oh. I can see that. Either that or they're going to jail for a very long time.
And probably both.
Which brings me to the point of, the big reveal really this episode was kind of how Nate is getting prosecuted.
Yeah, he's getting in trouble for choking Maddie. Yeah.
And just the events leading up to that and how they depicted that in this show.
Oh, it was so good.
I was blown away. I'm not gonna be I was just sitting there and I'm why I am so intensely terrified for what's about to happen. I'm holy shit.
And what's funny is I've watched so much scarier shit.
Yeah.
But nothing as intense.
Yeah.
And grueling emotionally as this show.
Yeah.
When Cal got that call, Nate's dad, he got that call and he was just slow down. I'm busy. I'll have to call you back. And she's his wife is freaking out on the phone, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'll be there."
Yeah.
And he goes to the school. He sees a police officer, and he's walking, and you can tell he's just fuck, because he thought he was gonna get got.
Yeah.
So this dude had to be relieved that his son choked a woman. He had to be relieved.
He had to be. And that was the fucked up part about this situation where you're just you're seeing this dad walk through a high school.
Because he fucked a student in that high school.
See a student there that he knew intimately, and you're just
He knew biblically.
You're just wow, this is a weird one, isn't it?
It is.
They
I love when he's walking down the hall and then he just dips off right. And they're like, where are you going? He's like, I just have to use the bathroom. And he goes in there and just fucking pukes. He's like, oh.
He's like, I can't do this.
He's like, oh my god. And like, you get it though. Like that nervous. There's... I can't imagine many things being more nerve-wracking than what he was experiencing in that moment. Just being like, holy fuck, I'm about to get locked up for life. Like, this is not good.
Basically. I was actually really confused or, like, surprised by the way that he reacted to, like, talking to his son.
Were you?
I kind of was, because I kind of... I don't know. I thought that he would be more, like, mad.
Oh, I did not. I expected about what happened.
Okay.
Because Cal's so fucked up that I expected him to be like, exactly what happened. He goes, Nate, did you do it? He goes, no. Did you admit to it? Well, he goes, did you do it? And Nate goes, not really. Come on, bro. He said, not really. And then he said, did you admit to it? And he goes, no. And then one more time, his dad goes, did you do it? And then there's like an 8-second pause.
Yeah.
There's like an 8 to 10 second pause, and he goes, no. And Cal, this is the type of dude Cal is. And this is how you know the type of dude he is. After his son says no, after a 10-second pause, he goes, well, that's good to hear. He's like, and he's just like, he's so good at lying to himself about what he's doing. And like, he's so good at just like being like, all right, I'll believe whatever you say. Like, I believe what I want to believe. And that's the kind of dude Cal is. So, like, I knew he wasn't going to be mad. Yeah. I knew he was going to be like, no, he didn't do this.
That's fair. I just, like, expected, like, I don't know. It's so obvious. Like, it's like, it's him.
Yeah, like, and even when...
Who else would it be? They have witnesses.
Yes, like, even when the principal pulled Maddie into the office first and was like, I need to talk to you about what's going on. She's like, with all due respect, this is none of your fucking concern. And he's like, yeah, it is. Yeah. He's like, you dumbass.
You can't walk in here with, like,
scarring on your neck.
all over your neck from someone choking you out. Like,
and me to not be like, me just be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And he goes,
carry on.
He goes, without talking to anyone else, he looks at Maddie and goes, did Nate Jacobs do this? Yeah. Like, obviously he did.
Duh.
Like, there was no doubt in his mind. There was no doubt in anyone's mind. Yeah. Nate Jacobs choked this woman.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody knew, like, what type of person Nate was and, like, what type of person Maddie was. And the fact that...
that little sequence of, like, interrogations that the principal's conducting.
Oh, my God.
Where, like... Someone's like, yeah, I saw him grab her, and it wouldn't surprise me if he choked her. And then someone goes, yeah, that bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
I'd set
because you know damn well if this were to happen in real life, I swear someone would be in the office saying that
shit.
For
sure. Someone would be like, she's crazy, he's a psycho. There's nothing reliable going on here. You can't trust a word either of them are saying.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, you know what, don't talk to them. You need to just, like... You just know. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah. I mean, shit, dude. And then they were like, all I know is at the party, he was really intense with that girl. And then he was like, what girl? And he was like, she was the one who cut herself. Yeah. And then he brings Jules into the office. Yeah. And she's like, I don't know anything about that. Just that whole sequence. It was just, that's all high school interrogations are. It's just a bunch of kids being like, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I totally have gotten called to the office at one point, freshman year, for a stolen iPod, and they're just like, yeah.
So what happened?
And I'm just like, looks like you got an iPod there.
Well, that, sir, is an iPod.
We know you know what happened to him. Just like,
sir, with all due respect, this is none of your fucking concern.
We out here jugging on a daily basis. What you mean? Get out of my face.
Oh my God. But after the credit sequence, we got way ahead of the credit sequence just now. But after the credit sequence, we open with Rue, who is masturbating to the idea of Jules and and the idea of Jules and fentanyl. She was like, I don't know. The best high I've ever had is fentanyl, but what's better than fentanyl is Jules. And then her mom burst in the room. Is like, it's time for dinner. Are you coming? And Rue goes, yeah, no, yeah, wait, no, yeah, for dinner.
I'm just like, oh man, this is no. I wonder what Jewel pods are her favorite.
Because she uses a Jewel. She has to, right?
Well, she said she loves Jewels, right?
Ah, douche. You fucking suck. All the comedy.
Nobody even's gonna get that part.
I know, because they can't see me. Oh my god. But yeah. So, what do you think about Rue and Jewel's relationship currently, as it stands?
I don't know. Like, I can't tell if it's just like personal bias, which is making me think this, or if this is like actually true. But like, I can only see this ending in a way which is, terrible.
Oh yeah.
Like, gonna just be tragic. And
my prediction is this season will probably come to a close with Rue ODing.
Yeah.
Again. Like, I think that's probably...
that's fair.
I think that's going to be the full circle, like, come around. Is like, it's going to end where it started. She's going to have to go back to rehab and stuff. And that's... I mean, it's because her and Jules' relationship, everything is so... Rue is putting a lot of eggs in one basket.
Yeah, she is.
And as an addict, she's reliant upon Jules to keep her in check currently. Mm-hmm. She even says it at the meeting where she stand up. She says, but I met someone.
Yeah.
And she's helped a lot. Now I want to stay clean. And even her sponsor was like, what do you do? What do you do in 6 months, a year, when she goes off to college and she's gone?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you mean if? And he's like, no, I mean when. Because you in high school. Nothing in high school lasts forever. That's a quote he said. And I'm like, facts.
I heard that quote and I was just like, damn. Like,
it's so funny to think about, like, how big a deal everything was in high school. And now looking back, you're like, dude,
it is
what
hilarious.
The fuck?
It is so funny. And, like, just, like, the way that you think about, like, living in the world. And then you actually experience it and you're like, well, this is nothing like I expected it to be.
This means nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just thinking, like, and you look at high schoolers now, like, now that we're out of high school.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, you're worrying about the stupidest shit right now.
I know, right?
But, like, that's all you know when you're in high school.
Yeah.
Those are the biggest problems you've had up to that point.
Yeah.
And you're like, you look back and you're like, Jesus Christ.
I
wish.
Yeah, honestly, I just look back and I'm like, well, I think I can generally tell what type of person this person will be based off of their past actions.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, like, it sucks, but, like, you really do decide your own path. Like, no matter what, it's your decisions that lead to what you do. Ultimately in life. And it's, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, sometimes. Dude, this episode is fucking crazy. It gets crazier.
It does get crazier.
So Maddie is flipping out in the principal's office, talking to her mom. Her mom was like, we're going to press charges. And she's like, no, you're not going to fucking press charges. And she's like, yeah, we're going to press charges.
Yeah, we're going to press. I love how the cops are handling this.
They're like, dude, shut the fuck up.
The best part was when they talked to Cal, and they're like, wait, we're pressing they're pressing charges. He's like, hold on, let me talk to them.
And he's like, no, you're gonna talk to him.
I recommend that you go talk to your son before we arrest him and take him to central booking.
And they're what I did appreciate though is that Cal didn't protest that.
Yeah.
I really expected him to be like,
me
no,
too.
Let me do something. And he was like, nah, fuck it, all right.
I just kind of wanted to see it because I was like, I mean, everything's already happened. Like, you can't do anything about it at this point.
And the way Cal handled that situation too, it seems like he's prepared.
Yeah.
For something like this, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Because he was like, all right, how we're gonna walk out of here? You're gonna walk out ahead of me. You're gonna walk out with your head up. You're gonna act like nothing's wrong. And it was just like a little bit like, seems like you've done this before, Cal.
And he's just like, what our family. So one note that was weird to me was like when he was like, what our family is about to go through is going to be like, what did he say? Is like,
it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. And like the way that he said that just made me for some reason feel like he's like experienced it before.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot better look into how Cal became Cal.
Yeah.
At some point, because we've gotten a pretty good look at how Maddie became Maddie and how Nate became Nate, and that's and how Jules became Jules. Like, we've gotten a good background every single episode of each character, and eventually, I think that's gonna lead us to Cal's past, which I'm really excited to see.
That'll be interesting.
It will be for sure, because that dude is.
He is, yeah. He's fucked.
I feel bad for him. He's a piece of shit, but I feel bad for him. Like, fuck that dude, but I feel bad.
Wait, what do you feel bad about?
I don't, like, later in this episode, when he's talking to that woman, or dude, he never made it clear.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'll go with they.
That was a scene.
That was a good scene.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It was one of Cal's hookups, where he meets the person and has sex with them pretty aggressively. But what was the name of them? Oh shit.
I don't remember.
I have it in the notes here. Minako.
Oh. I never even
Minako shows up and they're like, "Hey, so you want to fuck me?" And they're on the bed, and they play that song "Fabric" by Cupcake, and they start dancing for him, and Cal's just like, "Can just stop, stop for a second, all right?"
I wanna talk.
And Minako's like, "What's up, Poppy?" And Cal's like, "It's just been a really rough week." And you're like, "Damn, man, yeah. I mean, it has. I just want to talk." And Minako was really accepting of that.
Yeah.
Went over, patted his head, and Cal leaned his head up against.
That was so cute.
I know. I was like, "Oh man, like he's really feeling it, huh?" And what he asks is pretty important. Like, a very, like, damn, this is kind of difficult to think about kind of shit right here, where he says, do you think this stuff affects them even if they don't know it?
Yeah.
Do you think hiding it creates the same thing in them?
That was, when he asked that question, I was just like, fuck.
That brings up it's the entire nature versus nurture argument.
Yeah.
When he asked, do you think this stuff, he's talking about his hookups and his hidden sexuality and his brutality against some people, does it affect his children? And obviously it does.
Yeah.
It's not because they don't know it, though, because Nate knows it.
Yeah.
Nate knows all about it, and that's kind of what fucked him up.
Yeah. No, it is.
I like to think that if he doesn't know it, it won't affect them, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's crazy to think about that kind of stuff. Like, what's genetic and what's your choice? Like, is everything based on your genome? Like
every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So it's like, I feel like him hiding things and him doing the things that he does has to have some effect on the people around him, no matter whether or not they know the nature of what he's doing.
Oh, for sure it will, but like.
Because it's different than what his reality would be should he not be doing it. So
yeah,
in that sense, I don't. But like, it's like if they don't know about it, you know,
it's a scary thought. It's a scary thought for like any parent, though.
Yeah.
Because like this is obviously a pretty extreme case, but like how about any parent who has gone through depression or anxiety? Like, as a parent, wouldn't that be kind of like, I know I would be like, I've had depression, I've had anxiety, and I know you're probably going to go through it because I'm your parent. And like I don't know how I would handle that.
Yeah.
Like
it's weird, isn't it?
It's so weird to think about, but like you know these things going into it in theory. In theory, you know these things before you get into a relationship that will eventually, or lack thereof, into a parenthood, you know? And it's just crazy to think about. Obviously, we're not even close to experiencing that, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I can't. It's hard to think about.
I don't even want to.
But yeah, that scene with Minako, where Cal met them in a motel, I thought that he was going to stab Minako. I thought Minako was gonna die. I was like, Cal's done. He broke. He's gonna, this is it. He's gonna kill him.
Oh yeah.
And so that's where I thought that scene was going, like, for sure.
Oh no, but it didn't. It totally went a different way. And then it kind of got really fucked up.
Like after that?
Yeah.
Where?
Just like in a weird, unspoken way, because.
Yeah, so like that parallel
Cal leaving,
where Cal's leaving the motel
Yeah.
as Nate's pulling up,
Uh-huh.
and then Nate interacts with Minako.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's up, honey?"
I was just like, this is like, it's weird because they know there is an answer to that question in the context of this show that he was asking. Does it affect your kids? Yes, it 100%.
Oh, obviously it does.
And does the secrecy affect them? Yes, it 100% does create the same thing. And that is just like super scary when you just see it like happen. Like you're just like, fuck, like this guy is like literally becoming his dad.
And it sucks.
And yeah.
Because his dad sucks. I mean, Nate sucks.
Well, I wouldn't even say he's becoming his dad. He's just becoming a
different version.
A different version, a different twisted version of his dad.
Probably a more fucked up version.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck, dude. It's a lot.
Yeah. No, this episode was just like very intense the entire time. Like I felt like it was like 100% balls to the wall, like character progression, story progression, everything. Like they were going at like there was no downtime really this episode.
There was that scene when Nate's getting escorted out of the building, and Jules has like a stare down with Nate. And then has a stare down with Cal.
Yeah.
And then Rue, the music cuts and Rue's like, okay, 1, what the fuck was that? And 2, can we talk about how you fucked Nate's dad?
Man, it's such a weird thing.
Yeah, and then Jules was like, dude, you cannot tell anyone about that. Like, that's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, no, that was terrible when she found that out. I was just like, well, you know. When you have sex with random people, this is the risk you run.
And Rue, well, Jules says, like, even if you hate me, one day if I do something that makes you hate me, you cannot tell anybody about this. Mm-hmm. And Rue was like, well, there's nothing that you could do that can make me hate you. And we go into a little flashback sequence where Rue presses Jules a little bit, like, how many one-night stands have you had? And she's like, I don't know. And she's like, has it been more than 5? She goes, yeah. More than 10? I don't know. More than 20? Why does it matter?
Yeah.
Which, granted, I mean, like, she was digging a little deep.
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
But, like, see, it's those scenes that just kind of show me, like, how Rue is, like...
How Rue is and how Jules is and how different they actually are.
Yes, exactly. It's like... Rue doesn't have any sort of experience with those sorts of things. And
yeah,
like,
we got a brief little history here.
We did.
We got she got her first kiss at 12, which she didn't really want to do, but you know, just to get it out of the way.
Just get out the way.
She gave 8 hand jobs in the 8th grade. She gave 4 blowjobs in freshman year, one of which she was emotionally coerced into. She said, and they show that scene, and the dude's like, I'm literally going to tell everyone that you sucked my dick, so you might as well do it. Which is so fucked up. Any dude who has ever done that deserves, like, the blade. Deserves the blade. All conflict must be mediated by the blade. They deserve the blade.
Yes, no, they do. That was a fucked up situation.
And then she kissed her friend from preschool to practice making out for the freshman formal, which is when
that
she kind of realized, which isn't when she like realized she was like all right with being with girls, but like her friend was like, yo, is this like super awkward and uncomfortable for you? And that's when Rue was like, nah. Rue was like, nah, I'm completely down for this.
And she was like, well, yep, no.
And then she lost her virginity after drinking a beer with 2 Xanax bars. Extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Lost her virginity, and the dude was like, did you come? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, we get like an aerial view of this dude butt-ass naked, and her laying next to him. He looks at her up and down and goes, yeah, you look like you came hard. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why would you say something like that? Especially when she obviously didn't.
Yeah, no, that was hilarious.
Oh my god. But yeah, I'm really nervous for where Rue and Jules go.
Yeah, me too. Because I still like hold hope that it can be, you know, something that's
It won't though. Just the way this show's going, I can't imagine that Rue and Jules works out. It can't.
No, it won't. Or at least it won't work out in the fashion we know it to right now.
Yeah. I'm just really nervous for everything that comes with the show. Like there was a point in this episode where Maddie's arguing with her mom, where she's like, "Dad slept on the couch for 10 years and you barely even talk to each other. What the fuck do you know about love?"
Yeah.
She says, like, love is a million things. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. Okay, hold up.
Hold up.
If love is as bad as what you're going through, then, like, maybe you should be like, huh. If you admit to the love being bad, then, like, maybe dip. Like,
maybe possibly.
But, like, it's so hard to, like, judge people for that.
Yeah, it is.
And then Maddie goes, it's nice to know someone has my back. He would kill for me, and I would kill for him. The first plot twist I think we get is Maddie killing someone for Nate.
You think she'll do it?
I think she has the capacity, absolutely.
But just
she might fuck around and kill Jules.
But like, fuck, I would be so pissed if that. I swear to God.
I mean, ultimately, someone's going to attempt murder upon someone. And it'll either be the obvious Nate or Cal, or it'll be a plot twist and be someone else. Mm-hmm. And the only feasible plot twist for me would be Maddie.
Oh, man. But that would just, like, I feel like she doesn't have, like, like you said, like, she's someone who wants to do nothing. Like, I feel like when it comes down to it, she's gonna, like, fall apart and be like, I can't do this. Versus, like, being, like, someone who's like, yeah, fuck it, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm excited. Nervous.
Yeah.
It's just, dude, this show's so fucking good. I can't wait till we start getting to that kind of stuff, though. Where everything just gets really intense. Yo, why has Watchmen been tweeting at us?
I don't get it. That is like
the HBO series Watchmen has been tweeting at us like, "Are you ready for Watchmen?" And we're like, "Yeah."
We don't even follow this account.
But yeah, HBO really coming correct with Euphoria lately.
I guess they're trying to come at us with Watchmen too.
I guess so.
Honestly, that doesn't like depending on how they do it. Like, have you seen the Watchmen movie?
Yeah.
I've never been able to finish it.
It's long. It's long as fuck. I watched it once forever ago.
I've started it 3 different times, and like every time I just fall asleep.
Yeah, it's a long one.
And it's like, I don't feel like it's like exciting.
It gets pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It does. It's a good movie. It was definitely worthy of of a show. Getting spun off. But back to Euphoria.
Yeah.
Yeah. That scene where she's yelling at her mom, Maddie is, she bursts out of the house and calls Kat. And she's bawling her eyes out. Mm-hmm. Like, Kat, can I come over? I need someone right now. And she's like, I'm busy.
Kat's in the middle of sucking dick.
Kat was blowing a dude. So, sorry, I'm busy. Which, really boosty.
Yeah, that was
any friend of mine calls me, like, crying. Then I'll give up on the I'll give up on the chase. You know? Like,
that's probably the reasonable thing to do.
Like she was whole ass crying. If she was like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm bored, need to hang out." Mm-hmm. And Kat was like, "Nah, I'm busy."
Yeah.
Then I would have gotten it. But she was crying.
That'd have been fun.
She was crying and like, "I need you."
Yeah, but that also just kind of shows more of how like Maddie is kind of toxic, and she's just like,
oh yeah, I mean like that she expected everyone to be there for her when she needed it, and like
exactly,
like there's obviously it's a double-edged sword there. But
yeah, right.
There's fault on both sides.
Yeah, you know, there's fault in our stars.
There's fault in our stars.
Actually, I've never read that story, but or whatever.
Have you ever seen the movie?
No.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I was just
Dude, Fault in Our Stars is the shit.
Really?
Dude, I fucking love it.
I didn't know it was like actually good. I thought it was just kind of one of those like
Oh, it definitely is one of those. But it's I love those. I love those. The Nicholas Sparks movies, which reminds me. I mean, that's not a Nicholas Sparks movie, but it's a Nicholas Sparksy movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Reminds me of a quote from the show this week. Life is not a Nicholas Sparks novel, as Rue says, because of her brief sexual history. But yeah, Kat really just doesn't give a fuck anymore, dude.
No, not at all.
She gave that dude head in his car, and he finished in like 20 seconds or less.
That was hilarious, actually.
Sucked the soul out of him. Gave him that double yuck combo.
That was the best.
He was like, that was probably the best blowjob I've ever gotten in my life. And then she walked out of the car like, that bitch. She was like, yeah, I did that. And I respect the shit out of it, you know? She was walking through the mall, not giving a fuck. She goes, nothing's more powerful than a fat girl who doesn't give a fuck. And I was like, you know what? Go off.
I still feel weird about this storyline, though. It's just, it seems like, so extra and like...
It's definitely an interesting angle. Like,
yeah,
I could live without the storyline, but like, I'm alright with it. I don't
have any major problems with it. It's just like weird.
The storyline I definitely could lose, and I'd be okay with losing, is Cassie and McKay.
Oh my god, that is like not interesting whatsoever.
It's really boring. I don't like it very much.
Yeah,
I mean, because they're like. It's weird, but they're like the most normal couple on the show, so honestly. It's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
Even though they're not normal, like last week, they kind of had like a brief break where she went and made out with a dude, took Molly, and fucked a carousel.
Oh, man. That was not...
She like whole ass fucked a carousel while people were watching, like...
That was not the greatest moment.
I mean, McKay really fucked up last week, though. When Nate was like, so, you guys dating? And he was like, nah, we're just hanging out. I was like, ooh.
I
went, ooh, bad move.
She looked at him and goes... Oh.
I was like, no, you can't do that. That's like boyfriend 101.
She's just like, okay.
And then she dipped on him the rest of the night. Can't blame her.
Yeah.
Can't blame her. He fucked up big time.
He did.
They made up though. This week they were like, man, it's okay. And that's why they're the most normal. That's why they're the most normal on the show.
Exactly.
They were just kind of like, okay.
He didn't have to like choke her out or anything like that.
And Cassie also told McKay about all the dick pics on his phone.
Oh.
On Nate's phone. He was like, so what? He was sending his dick to a bunch of different girls, and he goes, no, they were other dudes' dicks. And McKay was like, okay.
Yeah, you could see him just kind of look and be like.
And what's funny is like the person. The most identifiable characters in the show, like, easily, is McKay. Yeah. I think, like, he's the most normal dude on the show.
Yeah.
He's the one I definitely identify the most with, and he handled that news just as I probably would have. I was like, he goes, there was a bunch of dick pics on his phone. And he was like, oh, they sent them to a bunch of girls? No, they were, like, other dudes' dicks. And he was like, oh. All right.
He's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna,
I don't like. There's nothing I can do with this information, and I don't really give a fuck. So
yeah, it's just like probably would be better off if I didn't know.
Dude, this show, all in all, is just great.
Yeah, it is. It I love it mostly just because of how it is so like. Focus on like developing characters,
and they're doing a great job. We're only like 5 episodes in, and I feel like I know the characters.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, that's about right, but like I feel like I knew them after a couple.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, me too. Like it was really easy to catch on to like what they were doing. Maybe it was because like we kind of like understand these like different forms of life and like how they're like going about thinking about things. Maybe we understand it a little bit more, but it was just cool to see like a lot of the things that they're doing with like this story about high school.
Yeah, and it definitely helps. What's confusing about the show is like, what's its target audience?
That's a good question.
Like, because high schoolers should not be watching this show.
Honestly, I feel like it's us.
I feel like it's fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
Mature enough to know that this is not glorifying anything.
Yeah.
And to recognize that like this shit is fucked.
Yeah,
I think it's like 19 to I'll give 30.
Uh-huh.
Like that's the target here. And that's that's another big criticism of the show that I've seen is, do you think it glorifies anything? Drug use or anything?
I mean, I don't know. I've been having this question in my head for a while now. Not even just like whether or not things can glorify, like certain activities or whatever, but like whether or not it's like even a matter, like if that even factors in.
Like, what's it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Like, if it's glorifying drug use, then like, if you are consciously going, it glorifies drug use, and guess what? It's not glorifying drugs for you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, obviously the point of the show,
the point of the show
says drugs are bad.
Exactly. Like, it's obviously not glorifying drugs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's glorifying drugs. I don't think it's glorifying anything.
Yeah.
It's actually showing how bad all this shit can be.
But I feel like the standard for a lot of people with the glorification of drugs is that
it's an attractive Zendaya doing any drug imaginable.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the subtle act of her doing drugs. They're like, oh, she's glorifying it because she's doing it and she's portraying a character who likes drugs.
Which is why I think it is important that high schoolers don't watch this show.
Yeah, it is.
Because I think I could have handled this in high school, and I know a lot of people who probably could have. But I mean, I also know people who would have watched this and go, Zendaya's doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, obviously she's not actually doing it. They would have known that, but they'd have been like, dude, that looks dope.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And like, she's gone out of her way multiple times to go like, drugs are good until they're bad.
Until they're bad.
until the overdoses, until the death, until the sadness, until all that. She said there's actually a very small margin of good that comes with drugs. She says that. Like, it's obviously not glorifying anything.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is either. But you know, some people could take it different ways. I can't, like, I don't know. Sophomore and below, I'm like definite no on this show.
Oh, for sure.
But like, I don't know, I feel like a junior or senior should be able to handle it, or like I'd expect them to be able to at least like form, you know, complex thoughts based off of this show.
Exactly, yeah. So the episode ends with Rue making amends with her friend from preschool, and then her, Jules, and Rue all go to the roller rink together. Mm-hmm. And this is where shit gets a little like damn, like really, fuck.
You know they're foreshadowing it.
Oh, I mean, and they have to be. Like, this is exactly how these things work in real life. Mm-hmm. She, her friend from preschool goes, "Wow, Rue seems really good." And Jules was so happy. It was so cute. She goes, "Yeah, she does." And it was like, I was like, "Oh, she really does love her." It's just like, it's not the same kind of love, you know? And the friend from preschool goes, "It's because of you, you know. Do not ever say that shit. Don't ever tell anybody that someone else's happiness is reliant on them."
Yeah. Because that's a crazy burden to bear.
That's so much pressure.
Like, that's...
It's the biggest burden you can possibly.
Yeah. Like, there's no way out at that point.
It feels like there isn't. Absolutely. Like, Jules, she's afraid that if she fucks up in the slightest, that Jules is going to fuck around and snort cocaine that's laced with fentanyl. Like, like that's a real worry that she actually has to worry about.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to put on somebody.
It is.
So yeah, the episode ends with Rue and Jules riding their bikes home.
Oh man, see, this is a
this was just like, damn, man. Rue was like, "So are you gonna come in and stay the night?" And she goes, "No, I should probably go home." "Well, then can I come with you?" And Jules was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
And then they're laying down in the bed. Rue is asleep.
Zendaya's asleep.
Rue's asleep on Jules' chest. And she's like smiley in her sleep. She's like, this is the happiest Rue has ever been. And I feel really happy for her, but I'm really worried.
Yeah.
And they zoom in on Jules' face to close the episode, and you can just tell Jules is like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my life.
This is my life now.
Like, I have to tend to her.
Yeah. And I feel like Jules is going to have to reach a breaking point eventually.
I mean, Jules is going to have to, and I think I can see this spiraling in a number of ways. So I think the little bit earlier where Jules goes, even if I do something that makes you hate me, don't tell anybody. I could see it coming to a point where Jules snaps, breaks, Rue goes into one of her little fits that she did with Fezco. Remember where she was like, "This is your fault. You did this to me," which was very, very misplaced. Yeah. Very wrong.
Yeah.
Because Fez is a good dude. He's always looked out for her, and she needs to recognize that. I miss Fez too. He hasn't been in the show in a couple weeks.
He hasn't. Yeah.
And I miss him real bad.
No drugs, you know.
I mean, yeah, she's not doing the drugs, so it's like
no Fez, no drugs.
But I'm afraid it's going to lead to something where this would be the better of two options. It's where Jules freaks out on her for putting the pressure on her. Rue tells people that Cal and her did it, which would spiral into a bunch of other things. That could lead to a bunch
does not happen.
I hope it doesn't either.
That would just destroy their relationship.
Because absolutely.
That, like, right now, I feel like somehow, some way,
it could be salvageable. Like,
no, I was gonna say that Jules will get pulled into this case.
Oh yeah, she's going to. She has to.
But it's like she really isn't involved.
Not with the case at hand at all.
Yeah, but Nate knows.
Yeah, so, that could be very, very.
But then it's also like he's not gonna compromise his dad.
Well, obviously not. No, he's done everything to protect his dad. Like, he played her as Tyler in order to get to her and be like, if you tell anybody, I will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. Like, there's been so many moments in the show where I'm like, well, this person's about to die.
Yeah.
Like, Nate's gonna murder them. Because that has to happen. That has to happen at some point.
Oh yeah, somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna lose their shit.
There is one person who I am extremely nervous for, who I think might be the first to go. Who will get themselves caught in the wrong situation and something they have nothing to do with, and they will be caught in the crossfire. And I think it's Rue's little sister.
Oh.
I think Rue's little sister is going to be the source of... Not the source, but... Something's going to happen to her that's not going to be good. Either she's going to go down the same path as Rue, or she's going to do all she can to avoid that, but is still somehow going to get... And I'm only saying that because that would make good TV. Like, it's not like that's actually how these things work, but it's like that's just, as a television writer, that would make sense to me.
Exactly. Yeah, that would suck though. You see, everything about this show
sucks. So like, I don't think there's a line that they're not willing to cross, you know? Like, I mean, obviously there is eventually, but like, in terms of like killing a character, anybody could die. I literally think anybody could die.
Yeah.
Except for Rue.
But dying, that would be a huge thing, to have like a whole death. And where does the show go from that when they kill a character?
Anywhere a show usually goes after they kill a character, you know? I mean, it sucks. It always sucks. And it's hard to get past it first, but then they eventually work it out, you know?
Yeah, I guess. It'll be interesting. How many episodes does this season have?
I'm not sure what this season's been confirmed for. I'll look it up right now. I would imagine it's probably 10.
That's what HBO usually does.
Here. Let's see. I cannot... Oh, my internet stopped. I mean, I would imagine 10.
Yeah, I would think 10.
I already got
many. I think I'm excited to see how this all turns out, because it'll...
I hope it's not a surprise like 8, because then that would mean we're like pretty much at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that. I wonder why they named this Euphoria.
I think it's because of the drug use that the Euphoria represents the escape that Rue is always after.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, like, that's just the idea is, like, no matter what, the show always comes back to Rue chasing the feeling that she's lost.
Yeah.
Or that she just lacks.
Isn't it weird that Rue is the main character, though?
I mean, it makes sense. Show... It feels very like Nick in The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Like, that's Rue.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Except she has a lot more central of a role than he did.
Yeah.
But
it feels like, as well, like, we like, obviously see the things that are happening to her, but it's also largely about the things that are happening around her.
Mm-hmm.
And things that she isn't even necessarily directly involved in that we see a lot of and care a lot about for some reason.
Yeah, eight episodes this season.
That's it? Damn.
8 episodes this season. Yeah, so we just got episode 5. Okay, yeah, so we still got 3 weeks. I was thinking we were entering episode 7 this week for some reason.
That's a good summer show.
Oh yeah, perfect. I mean, I'm really excited. This show's going to come to a pretty fast conclusion here pretty soon.
It will.
A lot's going to come crashing down, and I'm really excited to see what gets fucked up.
I put a friend onto the show. He's already seen all the episodes and stuff. I just, like, literally one night I just started, like, the first episode. I totally thought he was gonna fall asleep, and, like,
he finished them all.
Every like 5 minutes, he's just like, damn.
Damn. Yeah, this is not a show to binge. Like, that night I put you on, that was a mistake.
see, but I feel like it is, though, because it's such a terrible show to binge. Because, like, you really do get into it. Like,
you do get really into it. But, I mean, like, God, it's emotionally grueling.
It is.
I don't think it'll be a while before I rewatch the show, I think.
Yeah.
Just because it is a lot.
It is, but, no, it definitely is a lot.
I suppose we'll see. By the time you guys hear this, there will have already been another episode of Euphoria, and we'll probably talk about it again. So, because we love the show.
It's
so fucking good.
It's a quality show.
Yeah, Euphoria. Check it out. Next. So at San Diego Comic-Con, which seems like the event of a lifetime, I will absolutely go at some point.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I already looked into it. 2020 sold out. Kind of disappointing.
I didn't even know, like, they sold out that early. Like, what the fuck?
I did this months ago.
Oh, my God.
I remember hearing about San Diego Comic-Con coming up in 2019. This was in about January.
Mm-hmm.
I looked and I was like, that's probably sold out. So I looked for 2020, and it was also sold out. I didn't look any further, but I was like, you know what, 2021, I might cash in.
Might have to do it. Yeah, but that would just be like a dream to go to Comic-Con.
Oh, my God, it seems so cool. Just the amount of, like, everything that was there. I mean, they had the Game of Thrones cast. They had all the Marvel announcements. They had, I mean, I never watched it, but the last Supernatural panel was there, and I saw the 2 main stars got, like, really emotional there, and I would, like, just stuff like that. That's really cool. Because, like, I found that Comic-Con is where, like, they cash in big time. The actors do.
Yeah, they do.
Like, did you see the thing that Stephen Amell posted, Arrow? He posted yesterday? No. He posted, like, if these last 8 years had been just for had all been working towards the last 45 minutes, I'd do it all again.
Damn.
Because, like, that's how awesome the Comic-Con experience is.
Really?
So I'd be...
Because, I mean, it's when all the fans kind of show up and show out.
Like that's the event.
It's the only time where, like, these shows' creators can see all of their fans face to face in just a large setting where it's all at once.
Sea of fans. Did you see the post by I cannot remember his name, but he posted something. He was on the cast of the Eternals, and it was like the Marvel Hall H, I think. So he showed a video, and it was just like a horizon of people. Just like,
oh shit.
Just
damn.
You could not see the end. And that just seems so dope to experience.
Yeah, I know. I've seen, like, they'll do, like, even like I can't remember the name of the show now, but there was a show that used to come on ESPN where they like, when Comic-Con was happening, they set up their show, which is about sports, like, not really about Comic-Con.
But it was
really.
there.
But it was there because it was just, like, such a huge event.
And that's kind of cool. What, like, Comic-Con's become so much bigger than just, like,
it's
the
not a nerd convention.
No, no, it's not at all. Like, I mean, I'm absolutely gonna nerd out.
Yeah, it's really everyone embracing the inner nerd that's in all of us.
Exactly, and like it doesn't even have to be nerdy. Like you just said, like ESPN posts up.
Exactly.
Like there's things that have nothing to do with anything that's stereotypically like Game of Thrones, Marvel superheroes, DC. There's so much more than just that.
Yeah,
and it seems so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it always in San Diego?
San Diego Comic-Con is always in San Diego.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't heard the greatest things about San Diego. You know. Like,
I've heard that. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard San Diego is a trash town with trash people.
Yeah, me too.
And I've also heard that it is beautiful and that there's. I mean, it's always nice year round weather wise.
It is California.
It is. Obviously, in California, you have the off chance of falling off the rest of the country due to an earthquake.
Indeed.
But I'm not too worried about that. You know.
Also, sea levels are quickly rising. Climate change is a real thing.
Climate change is a real thing. We will be discussing that eventually.
Eventually.
At length. But what we really want to talk about right now is Marvel's announcement at San Diego Comic-Con for Phase 4. This shit is fucking loaded, dude.
It's loaded. It's loaded.
I am aroused. To say the least.
Neat use of word choice there.
I mean it. Dude, the announcements they made. 2020 will be getting 3 movies, and then in 2021 we will be getting 7 different projects.
God damn, it's a lot.
So in May of 2020, we're getting Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson, and they announced David Harbour will be featuring as the Red Guardian, who is Russia's response to Captain America. So he's basically Russia's Captain America.
Yeah.
He's Captain Russia.
Yeah,
he's Comrade Russia.
Comrade Russia. Also, for a neat, nuance, they named him Alexei.
And obviously,
of all the names,
David Harbour has a history with Alexei.
Yeah, he does.
Smirnoff.
If he says Smirnoff in the movie, I lose my shit.
I'll lose my shit.
Just immediately, I just go crazy. I just start.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna clap. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna clap. Yeah. Smirnoff.
Wait. So that'll come out next May. Oh damn! I was wondering if that would come out after the next season of Stranger Things.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No way.
No way. He'll still be dead in my Stranger Things heart.
I miss David Harbour. Come back to us, Chief Hopper.
I wonder if Stranger Things was how he got kind of the cred to do something like Black Widow.
Oh, I think it definitely is. He's obviously been doing stuff for a while. He's a pretty established actor. But I think Stranger Things opened up a giant audience for him. He became a fan favorite. He became just someone that was he's kind of A-list now.
Which
is amazing. So he booked Hellboy for the reboot. He was Hellboy. He is in the new Black Widow movie. I'm pretty sure he's doing a couple other things. He got his own little Netflix original that I talked about earlier in the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's doing a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And he's doing it well. So, I'm really happy for him.
Oh, yeah.
That's my guy.
That's my guy. David Harbour he's another one of those dope goats.
Absolutely. Oh, and then I didn't realize that The Falcon and Winter Soldier the series will be released in 2020 as well. That's fall of 2020. And I'm interested to see what they do with that, because after making Anthony Mackie the new Captain America, is it going to take place after that? Are Bucky and him teaming up now? Or is it set in the past? Or what's the deal? With the new timelines and shit, everything's so confusing and I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and I asked that same question because the logo it looks like for it shows Captain America's shield in the background. It does. But that's neither the Falcon nor the Winter Soldier symbol. So obviously Captain America has to have some sort of influence there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with Anthony Mackie's Captain America
Do they make him the new Captain America, or do they just make him the Falcon with the shield?
I'm thinking that's the route they're gonna go.
Okay.
I'm hoping there's a new suit and everything that's more decked out Captain America wise, but he still has the Falcon and shit, but with a shield now.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty dope.
That would be dope.
But I mean, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah,
is it just an honorary title?
Maybe.
You're Captain America now. Congrats.
But he's really not, because he's not a super soldier. He's not.
I'm assuming he's gonna have to keep the wings.
Oh yeah, no, those things.
You can't take those off Anthony Mackie now.
Yeah, that's
those are
what made him.
That's what made him him.
Yeah, that's what made him him. Yeah. The next movie that we have is The Eternals, coming out November of 2020.
I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah.
You got Angelina Jolie and Rob Stark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in with Rob Stark.
I'm kind of apprehensive about Marvel though doing this kind of like
new ensemble.
Yeah, like because you can tell that they're going a different direction clearly with the types of superheroes that they're picking.
They are
create new ones, and it's more so like it's not these traditional superheroes like that they're picking.
But that's exciting, you know?
Yeah, no, it is.
Because you needed to evolve, you needed new characters and stuff. So I'm excited to see what they do with Eternals and what they do with what's the next one? The one
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and that's the next movie that comes out February of 2021.
Yeah, because like I'd never heard of the Eternals. I'd heard of Shang-Chi, but I'm not familiar with them at all. Like, obviously, I grew up on Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, all these all these characters. I grew up on those. Yeah. But I'm excited to see like a whole new brand of Marvel. You know?
No, and I think it'll do great things for like this next generation of kids who like, God damn, we grew up during like
the best pop culture era.
What the fuck? And now like it's gonna be a completely different slate, which I feel like is going to impact the kids the same way that it impacted us when we were that age.
Yeah, exactly. And then like all these old movies that we grew up on are gonna be old movies.
Yeah, exactly. But like, not only will they be old movies, but they'll be like the movies that led to what they're witnessing now.
Yes.
And we're not just like spitting this bullshit about the old shit being better. It is better.
It is better.
Like, you just have to go
I'm
and
gonna tell you right
it.
now, no matter how good this next phase is, it's not going to be as good as the first 10 years.
You wouldn't even understand it if you
I'm an old
hadn't watched the 10 years before.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're obviously building these stories. They've been building them for decades now, and like and decades in the future they will continue to build it. So it's going to be like, if you want to truly experience these movies, show some fucking respect.
Super aroused. God, I'm so excited. So that's the 2020 slate was Black Widow, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Eternals. And then coming in 2021, we got Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
We got, what's the next one after that? WandaVision.
Yeah.
Which I am excited for because the Scarlet Witch is a badass.
She
is the baddest bitch on Earth. She made Thanos, she had Thanos locked up and he was like, fuck it, rain hell. Kill everybody. I don't care.
Yeah, that was a dope ass
Kill our army.
Did you just see her? She's just like, what did she say? Like, you've taken everything from me. And he's like, I don't even know you. And she's like, you will soon.
And then she's like, bitch. Lifted his ass off the ground. All the rocks. She was killing this bitch. He goes, rain, hell, rain,
they're
fire.
Like, sir, our troops, sir. Rain, hell.
He's like, fuck the troops. I don't give a shit. Kill them all. Dude, but yeah, the Scarlet Witch is a badass.
Yeah, this is gonna be a dope ass. Apparently, this series is gonna go into why she's named the Scarlet Witch.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard going into the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be the first horror movie that MCU is doing, which I'm really excited for. Mm-hmm. But apparently, Doctor Strange's kind of right-hand man is going to be the Scarlet Witch. Yeah. And apparently she's going to be the more Scarlet Witch-esque, she's going to have all the abilities, the kind of paranormal aspect to her, the witch aspect of her. Yeah. So I'm really excited about what that'll bring.
Because I feel like we haven't really seen all of her powers. Like, she has this weird telekinesis thing.
Yeah, she has the function to me of 11 in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she is right now.
Yeah. And I definitely think that there's more layers to her power, just like I think there's more layers to Eleven's powers.
Exactly.
But that's neither here nor there. I like how they set it up, though, because they have WandaVision coming out spring 2020 sometime. And then the release date for the Doctor Strange movie is May 7th, 2021. Ooh. So it's
so it'll be they'll be right there.
It'll be bang bang.
Okay, that's cool. I'm really excited to see how they tie it all together, with the TV series.
Yeah, me too.
So, with WandaVision, that's going to be, like you said, right at the same time as Doctor Strange. So is the movie going to be important to that?
I assume that they just they'd make some clear assumptions in the movie about events in the series, but I don't know if they'll do too much explicit
that you have to watch.
Yeah, because they'd alienate too many people.
Yeah, they would. That's true.
Buy the Disney streaming service.
Just the same way as they have done with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
the Marvel movies. I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily need to know anything about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to understand what's happening in the broader
Not at all.
MCU.
And you don't necessarily need to know the things happening in the broad MCU to understand Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm assuming they'll probably go the same route as that. That makes sense.
Next up, we have Loki coming also spring 2021.
Which is going to be dope.
It's going to be dope. You want to explain the storyline there?
So, Loki, in Avengers Endgame, he received his scepter back with the Tesseract and was able to make off with it. That timeline is going to be the basis of the Loki series. And that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. I love that they, like, at first I really hated that they introduced time travel, but now I really
It opens up so many things.
Yeah, because it's just like, look at the CW series. You've seen The Flash, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, if you look at, like, how CW, like, their, like, little universe, what they're doing with
the Arrowverse is what that's
called. The Arrowverse, yeah. When they introduced time travel with The Flash, that opened up the possibility for an entire new show. Now you've got DC Legends of Tomorrow, and then they introduced the multiverse. Like, along with that gives you Supergirl. That gives you like just like a whole bunch of other shit like in the Flash show itself.
Yeah.
Like I feel like building off of that like that way with time travel was something that was like very pre-planned about Endgame, so that they could do all of this.
Oh yeah, it had to be like just the fact that that was such a little thing in the Endgame movie, because like it was like Loki made off with the Tesseract, and they were like, well shit, guess we got to find a different way, and they just totally forgot about that.
Yeah. They did.
So like the only reason they did that was so that they could have Loki get his own series, which I think is amazing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're just putting all these little nuggets and things to build on.
And it's like the two key. You just need the multiverse. You need time travel. They did the multiverse with Doctor Strange back in his movie, and then they did time travel. And now that they've got like an entire universe of shit that they could do.
God, it's so cool.
It's so cool. I want to see them do. Like, obviously, I know a version of this just happened with the animated movie for Spider-Man, but like a version of like
all the all the same.
Yeah. Like, I want to see them do that like in the MCU. That would be dope. I don't think Into the Spider-Verse was in the MCU. Right?
No, it's Sony.
Okay.
It's Sony owned, so it's like with the original Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, dude. Then next after Loki, we get What If.
What was that again?
That was an animated series in which all of the Marvel characters who have ever existed will be returning as voices. I'm stoked.
They can do, like, if you get
animation.
The nostalgia factor right, if you get the nostalgia factor right, you can make these animated series something fucking crazy.
I love animated series.
Me too.
And if they're catered specifically to adults, which I'm really hoping this animated series will be, not like necessarily adults, but like teenage to adults, like where we are right now, like that'll be perfect.
Oh yeah,
because that opens up another just massive world of possibilities. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want with that show.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't even have to be connected to this world because it's animated. It can be literally anything they want it to be.
It could just be some random stuff, and that's how they've historically made. Like when they do universes of superheroes, they'll just do like animated series, and it'll just be kind of like there, like these events happened. Let's just call it the animated universe.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like, you know, it's different, but it's still like happening. The Batman animated series is actually one of my favorite, like probably my favorite cartoon of all time.
Dude, the original Justice League.
Oh yeah,
that shit was my shit.
Yeah, that. I just wish they still made shit like that. Like
I know,
even
but here's the thing that opens up like the conversation of like, is it our nostalgia that made it so good?
It is 100%.
Or was it like actually that good?
I think it's both. It was actually that good, and our nostalgia makes it even feel better. But because of that, if they did it, there's no reason why it wouldn't be great and why people wouldn't watch.
That's true, exactly.
Like I don't understand. Like I don't really feel like they make too many superhero animated shows now that aren't watered down solely for kids.
Yeah, because I'll come across them on Netflix every once in a while where I'll like search up something and I'll be like, oh, dope, and then it'll be like PG.
I mean, maybe the problem was in the past they were putting too many adult themes in these cartoons, but like I mean like that doesn't mean you can't make it. Like that just means don't like market it to kids.
Perfect. Perfect.
Man. Next we have the Hawkeye series.
I'm not gonna lie. The Hawkeye storyline is probably my least favorite. I'm the least intrigued by it up until Endgame. Endgame was when I was like, oh shit, finally, this dude's being something like exciting. Because he used to, I mean, like, I appreciated his character. It wasn't like I was against it.
Yeah, exactly. I've always liked the Hawkeye character, but they actually said that the series will handle mostly with his time as Ronin. So the one that you saw at the beginning of Endgame, that's the Hawkeye that they'll be looking at mostly. Oh. And then he apparently starts to train his younger apprentice. I can't remember what her name is.
Bishop,
yeah.
Kate Bishop, I think.
Who, like, in the future goes on to, like, join the Young Avengers or whatever. But that'll be, like, what's happening in the series. So I think they could do something really cool.
Oh, I think they absolutely could do something really cool.
I'm glad that what's his name, the actor?
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. I'm glad that he's coming back to do like something.
I am too, because I love Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. Loved the character, loved the actor, but like his storyline up to this point has been kind of moot for me. Like it's just been kind of
Yeah.
And then with the end game, they had him as Ronin, and I was really confused why they had like a very temporary, just. Like he was a bad guy for like 2 seconds, and then he was good again. So that makes a lot more sense. Them building off of that character for the series, because that's exciting.
Yeah,
that could be really cool.
I think it is too, and like I guess this shows like. I feel like a lot of these series are going to give way to even more series.
Oh yeah, they will.
And things like they aren't stopping.
They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
like this shit.
They know what they're doing. Yeah, they plan this shit out like to the fucking T.
Like every word.
Basically. Next, the next big movie release that we have is Thor.
Oh, Love and Thunder. Bro.
If that doesn't make you just feel like I don't even like.
Bro, dick me dead and bury me pregnant. I'm telling you. Dick me dead and bury me
Wouldn't
pregnant.
you have to dick you alive to bury you pregnant?
Nope.
Okay.
Thor, Love and Thunder. This logo, beautiful. The name, beautiful. Chris Hemsworth, beautiful. Tessa Thompson, beautiful. Everything about this fucking movie is beautiful. You got Natalie Portman, beautiful. You got Takeaway Waititi, beautiful.
Duh.
God, I love this shit.
Yeah,
I love this.
This is gonna be, and just like looking at what they did with Ragnarok, like what
that, and Takeaway Waititi, I think is his name, was, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was the director for Ragnarok, and he's returning as the director for Love and Thunder, and I am so excited.
Yeah,
he's also Korg, the dude made of like rocks who was hanging out with Thor in Endgame.
Shit, he's the director of the Thor movies?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I did not know that. No, but I think this movie is gonna be fucking insane. If you can think of a more aesthetically pleasing superhero name, let us know. Because
we'll eat that shit up.
Yeah. But, like, my bet's on you can't, so...
Thor, Love, and Thunder, that shit is beautiful.
Beautiful. Like, just, it's gonna be, like, man.
And they're gonna introduce Natalie Portman as the female Thor.
They are, which I think is gonna be a really interesting twist that they're doing with, like...
That could be another build onto a new series.
I just like the premise of the idea that they're really debunking this idea that, like... Well, one, they're adding fuel to the fire that of the idea that anybody is worthy of being Thor. Of being a god,
anybody can be anybody can be a superhero, you know? Like they say it in Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
That's why I don't need this uniform. We're all heroes, Mom.
Yeah. But they're also like moving away from this idea that like Thor is this all-powerful god, which never made sense to me because I was like, yes, Thor is super powerful, but
he's from a different planet. He's not of a different plane. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's just a person.
He's just a dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude.
And they showed that in Endgame. They showed him having real emotions, and like he obviously fell into a really deep depression. He was my favorite character of Endgame by like a lot, and I loved that even when he became like Thor, like at his most powerful in Endgame, where he got his whole uniform on, he summoned Mjolnir and shit, and like he was still the chubby dude with the big beard. Like I don't know if I was expecting him to go back to like this giant buff dude.
I kind of was. For some
I was
reason.
Too, but then like he didn't, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
like,
that's fine.
I was like, that makes sense, and I was actually really for it too, because like it showed him just like being normal. Like it wasn't like he wasn't godly anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's just like he's a person who has, you know, the powers bestowed unto him that we are all aware of. But other than that, like, he's just a normal superhero.
He's just a dude. Just a guy being a dude, you know?
Just a guy being a dude. That's all we can do in this world. That is planning or supposed to come out though, November 2021.
I'm ecstatic. I am ecstatic. And Kevin Feige said that would be the end of Phase 4. But
we have some more confirmed announcements.
We got Blade, starring Mahershala Ali, who we also talked about earlier.
Yes, that'll be interesting. I didn't actually dig the Blade movies, the old ones.
With Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, I was just not into like those sorts of movies when those were out. Like,
yeah.
They're pretty like gruesome and like bloody and
gory
dark
and
yeah. I really wasn't into that. I've never actually gone back and watched them, but
it's been a while since I've watched the Blade movies.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm excited because I like Mahershala Ali, and I've heard that the Blade, like the character of Blade, could open up a lot of possibilities for the MCU.
Really?
Just like in terms of bringing him in to like other events and bringing villains from the Blade series into just everywhere. Like it could open up a lot of doors, just like anything that they're doing.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I wonder if this will have an impact like Black Panther. Him picking Mahershala Ali, I feel like
could be.
Like that.
It could
like
be.
Mahershala Ali is a very outspoken, like,
and very well respected actor, activist, just kind of everywhere. And did you see the tweets that like if you thought people were obnoxious for Black Panther, just wait till Blade gonna be having a cookout in the parking lot.
No, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. But, you know, that could happen because Blade still does have that recency, though, of having had the Wesley Snipes version that a lot of people now who will go see this Blade movie loved that version of Blade as well. So they're going to be like, fuck yes.
Oh, man, it's got Mahershala Ali. He's better than Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
We also got a confirmed Fantastic Four coming back. We got confirmed X-Men at some point. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Wasn't there another? I feel like there was another.
We got Ant-Man, Black Panther.
Ant-Man, Black Panther 2.
I think there will definitely be another Spider-Man movie.
Oh, Captain Marvel 2. There's one more Spider-Man movie on Tom Holland's contract.
I think he'll sign a new one.
I'm sure he will too. He's so young.
He's too young.
And I'm assuming he will want to, like, if you're fucking Spider-Man, I want to play Spider-Man forever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm Tom Holland, like, I am milking this bitch until the wheels fall off. And when they do, probably a lot of this series will be over. So then I can move on to something and be like, scot-free clear. Been getting paid millions of dollars by Marvel. Like, what like,
the checks will never stop coming.
It's a good scenario to be in.
And as long as he's Spider-Man, Zendaya's always going to be with him. So what more do you need?
They're going to kill Mary Jane.
They can't. They can't.
Damn. We need to go. Maybe she died in Far From Home. We don't know.
We don't know yet. We're going to go see it.
Yeah.
Here in about 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll come back with the update after that, too.
Yeah, we will, for sure. But I am so excited. Yeah. I am so excited.
Me too.
I cannot wait.
It's going to be epic.
Marvel, you're doing shit right. Last thing you need... The next thing you need to do is figure out how to get Keanu Reeves in. Rope him in.
That is a fact.
Rope him in somehow. Dick me dead, bury me pregnant. Next segment. Live action Lion King.
Yeah, you know, didn't hit how I expected it to.
Did you go see it?
I did not. But I feel like I have enough information to make that decision.
I do too. Like, I've seen clips. Like, the shit they released before the movie came out, I was like, all right, that's good for me. Like,
it's like you realize, like, like a live action Lion King, like, it's
none of it's obviously live action. It's
obviously
all CGI,
but it's like when they made the announcement 2 years ago or whatever, the cast for it, you're just like, oh shit, it's fucking stocked. Like, I gotta go see it.
Yeah.
Then like the time comes and the movie comes out and you're like, well, I'm not actually gonna see any of these actors. I just hear their voices, and then I'd also be seeing a movie that I've seen before.
If there's anything that you should be excited about because of this Lion King movie, it's the album that just released.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most exciting part of it for me. Like, I have no desire to see the movie.
Yeah.
I support the shit out of Beyonce, Donald Glover, all of them, Seth Rogen. I love them. But, like, dude, I've seen this movie.
I feel like my problem is it's just like Lion King is not meant for people our age. And so, like, I feel like their picking of characters or actors, was to try to, like, appeal to an older fan base, and, like, get people who were, like, watching The Lion King when it first came out to be like, oh yes, go crazy again. But it's like, it's The Lion King. It's just not what we're looking for, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's
certain adults, obviously.
I liked The Lion King.
Yeah,
I liked the original Lion King a lot because I think the animation. Like, they used the animation to benefit the story. Like, you can show a lot more emotion on a cartoon animal than you can with an actual animal. So, like Mufasa's death being in HD.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna...
Nah.
It's like watching fucking Animal Planet. Like, it's like watching Animal Planet, but the animals can talk. You know,
the animals can talk. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to put it. My problem also is kind of I didn't love The Lion King. It's like original stuff. Like, yeah. I think it's good. It's a fine Disney movie, but it's like, to me, I've never really understood why it was such a classic.
Like, it seemed like a huge, huge
it's like
thing.
The Lion King. Like, it's like a Disney pinnacle. Like, I think it's a good story, but, like, I just never was, like, you know, crazy about Lion King. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all the live actioning.
Yeah,
you know, like, if you want to do a live action version of these movies, make them a brand new story.
Yeah.
Do not give me the same movie I saw 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Obviously, I didn't see it 20 years ago, but everybody saw it 20 years ago, but with, like, people.
Yeah. And they had such a cool cast. Like, I feel like they could have done something really interesting if they did a story, like a whole
what
new
if
story.
they did, like, what if they did The Lion King, but, like, with humans, if that makes sense? Like, the same story, or, like, a similar story, but did it in, like, real world circumstances. Like, they changed the story in places they need to, obviously, to make them human and make the aspects more, like, make it like a government or a society that's trying to fight for their king or something. Like, do something like that, make it more interesting to me, but, like, don't give me the same story. It's just gonna... Yeah. It's just... That, to me, is like Disney flaking on their obligation of having monopoly on this shit. Like, that's just... You're just bringing in money because you can. And I get that. It's a business. But, like, fuck.
Yeah, it's weird because... And I also feel like The Lion King itself could have been something, like... I feel like it was what it was. You know what I mean? And I feel like from there, Disney can continue making movies like The Lion King, but they have to innovate. They have to do new shit. And I don't know if they've done a ton of new shit in that realm, at least like the kind of children's story sort of area.
Well, they've been doing pretty good.
And have they been doing new stuff? Like,
yeah. I mean, they just did Toy Story 4. They
well, okay. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, they're just using these old things.
Oh, okay. Well,
and continuing it, like,
well, it's hard for me to
new Toy Story, like, starting a new series. Like, they've been doing Toy Story for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
You got to stop milking that goat eventually.
It's going on 30.
Shit. Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I think Toy Story 1 came out in, like, 92.
God.
We're coming up on 30 years since Toy Story was released.
That is crazy.
But it's hard for me to differentiate between, like, Pixar and DreamWorks and all that shit. So, like, I don't know exactly what is Disney and what's not.
That's true.
So, like, I know that they're having good children's animated movies, but I don't know if they are Disney. Because I fuck with Trolls heavy. That movie is good. I know Frozen gets memed a lot, but that was a good movie. I liked it.
Okay, fair enough.
I haven't watched it much since I watched it, like, the first time, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
A live-action remake that I am actually kind of excited for is Mulan.
That one looks great.
Because they're changing it. Mm-hmm. Like we just talked about. Mm-hmm. They're changing it because the original story was actually kind of offensive. So, like, they're redoing it and they're getting rid of Mushu, which, I mean, like, I liked Mushu, but I get it.
Yeah.
It's not important. necessarily.
Yeah.
If they're gonna change the story, I am all for it. It's a new Mulan, and like that's dope. Let's do shit like that.
Right.
You know, like if they would have done Aladdin like with the same characters, but they'd given me a brand new story, I'd be all in. Like, and then I didn't see Beauty and the Beast either, or I did. I tried.
Yeah.
I got through like an hour of it, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I can't do this. This is." It's the same story, just with real people, and that's just it's annoying.
It is annoying, and that like this is a trend with Disney stories. Apparently, is them trying to revive these old classics. But I just feel like if you are Disney, you can't. You've made your bread off of those. You know what I mean? Like you gotta continue doing shit that makes you Disney. And I feel like they're completely capable of that. Like,
they absolutely are.
They have the money. They have the.
I mean, they did it once.
You
know.
Exactly. Like if they did it once, they can do it before, they can do it again. They have the monopoly that Disney owns. Like gives them access to like
everything.
Literally everything. Something that nobody else can say. So it's like. You gotta set the bar very high for your success, and in a lot of ways they do, but they're being too safe about how they go about executing that success.
I agree, and like the thing is, they have the money to bomb.
Yeah.
Like once.
Yeah, they do.
They have the bomb. They have the money to bomb twice. Like they can do anything they fucking want. They can put out anything they want, and if the movie bombs, fuck. Okay, exactly. That didn't work.
Yeah.
So like. Put out original shit,
and it's like
do this.
Let's take Star Wars for example. I feel like they've done great work with Star Wars, but it's because that they're continuing the story of Star Wars, like in a very different way, different actors, and they aren't like hashing these characters that we already know. They're introducing us to new ones, and then saying, yes, the Star Wars story is not over.
Exactly, like they're with this new Star Wars movie coming out. It's this is it. This is the official end of everything we've known before. Yeah. Like there is no more Skywalker, there is no more Leia, there is no more Han Solo. Yeah. Like this is it. And then we're starting a whole new thing. And that's exciting. Keep doing shit like that, but with everything, you know? Yeah. Like why can't these animated movies from our past all exist in the same realm? Why can't we have like a movie where they team up and like there's new stories with them but live action?
That could be
like that could be fun. Like let's like just that's right off the top of my head, obviously. Like you can do anything. Yeah. Because you can do anything. You
can do anything.
I'm not usually one to like. I'm not one to usually complain about shit when it comes to entertainment. Yeah. But like, I just don't have much interest. You know? Like it's.
You know, it's weird. I wonder. Also, I'm gonna be honest. The musical aspect of it did kind of take me out too from Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Because I was just kind of like. I mean, I can just go listen to these people's like actual music, and not some like bullshit sing-songy Disney shit that they were paid to do.
And that's why I'm more interested in the soundtrack than I was the actual movie. Exactly. It's like because I like the original songs. I like Hakuna Matata. I like all the songs that they did in Aladdin and Little Mermaid. I'm excited for and all that shit. I'm excited to hear the new takes on those songs. Like that's just fun. Like it's
I also wonder though with these movies if it seems like they're trying too hard to be like politically correct right now and like get on the good side of the liberal snowflakes, you know.
That's fair. I mean,
like they had like a predominantly black cast for Lion King. They had Will Smith playing the genie in Aladdin. They're doing a more like non-Orientalist view of Mulan. Like it's like it seems like they're just trying to clean up, you know, where they might have fucked up in the past.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like they're trying to clean up where they have fucked up, but I also view it like this is good for like for like the kids now. Like these live action movies, that's the part of it that we aren't really factoring in. Like the kids now will grow up on the live action versions, not the cartoon versions. So like them seeing a Black Little Mermaid and them seeing a politically correct Mulan, like that's good. Like these are all good things for the generation that's to come. Yeah. But for us, I guess we've been looking at this wrong now that I say it like that. Because, like, now I'm thinking, like, well, fuck it. Maybe these movies aren't for us.
I think that's already true. But are they? Like, it seems like they want older people to be interested in it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done the castings the way they did.
Well, I think the thing is, like, us older people and the people older than us, the ones that are like my parents' age and who have kids and stuff like that, they'll be more intrigued to go see these movies because of the cast, but they'll be willing to take their kids to them because they know the story. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like, it's appealing to all levels here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of get it. I've talked myself into this a little bit. I mean, obviously, I probably won't go see it just because, like, like I said earlier, I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm not interested. But, like, I'd understand why people younger than me absolutely would.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, that makes sense.
I still get that, too. Yeah, I mean, I guess we are kind of griping about the fact that they aren't making something for us. But
yeah, exactly. And then, like after that, I was like, damn.
But that, that's fine. That's fine. Because it should be for us. Because, Lion King came out during our time.
Exactly.
It's our movie. You gave it to us. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Disney. You're fucking up. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, the live action remakes, I've got mixed feelings.
Got mixed feelings, for sure.
I was really against them at the beginning of the segment, and 10 minutes later, you know what? Fuck it.
You can do them. We just asked that you do them correctly. I heard Aladdin flopped hard.
I didn't go see it or anything. I actually didn't hear it flopped. Really? I heard it. I don't know how it did in box office and stuff. It might have actually flopped, but like, I've heard it was actually a decent take on Aladdin.
Yeah, no, so I heard that it flopped, but it wasn't a bad movie necessarily.
Oh, yeah.
And Will Smith also said that this was like one of his favorite movies that he's ever did. So when he says that about something, it can't be bad.
Exactly.
Just kind of looking for some stuff about these movies. It looks like they're actually selling pretty well. 531 million globally between actually just The Lion King so far. Aladdin and Spider-Man each are near 1 billion globally.
Wow.
So it's fucking Disney. They can't bomb.
Yeah, so they don't bomb. Yeah. That's the point. Like, you can put out anything you fucking want. Yeah. You are Disney.
Exactly.
Dude,
Yeah. I wonder, was The Jungle Book Disney as well?
I believe it was, yeah.
I wonder if this is them, like, they've been doing this for a while now. But I remember people had a lot of problems with the Jungle Book movie.
I actually wrote a review of the Jungle Book for the JAG in high school.
The JAG.
In which,
shout out to JAG.
Yeah. Hopefully Mr. McCleary isn't listening because I totally didn't see that movie.
I never knew that.
I read a bunch of reviews. I did my research, obviously. I didn't just like base it all off one review. I looked at a bunch of reviews. I basically read scene by scene type stuff.
What was your favorite scene?
I don't know. Never saw it. Never saw it, you know?
Yeah.
But it was I've heard it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The reviews collectively that I read, it was good. It was a good movie.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's be honest though, like this part of Disney, we're just generally not interested in anymore at all.
Yeah, and
we want Marvel shit. We want Star Wars. We want.
And I'd be cool if they did these like live action. Like, if they did these stories that they did back with Lion King and Aladdin, like, those types of stories... Your battery died.
Yeah.
I'd be cool if they did, like, these types of stories and they did them live action. Like, but do new, you know?
Yeah,
like,
why not?
Like, I'm cool with all these animal CGI movies and stuff. Like, that's not what turned me off about this.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it is the movie I've already seen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you want them to you want new shit because like when Lion King first came out, that was completely new. Well, they had the book obviously, I guess, but like when the movie came out, that was a new way of telling that story. When you just put out another movie with the same story.
Exactly. Like when you read a good book, you can be like, yeah, I want this to be made into a movie because you want the visualization.
Yeah.
When they do a live action take on an animated movie, you already have the visualization. It's just the same movie.
Yeah, exactly. And slightly higher quality
resolution.
Very higher quality resolution actually by now.
But yeah, you know what, Disney, it's all. I mean, like,
go watch Lion King if it pleases you. Let me know
like
how it goes.
Support the artists in it. Yeah, obviously, I love them. I love most of the cast of that movie. Like, it's all cast amazing. Is
absolutely stacked.
But make something new.
Make something new. Innovate. Create. This is the Penny Bloom Podcast, keeping you awake in your dreams.
Fuck yeah! What? Wait, what? What the fuck does that mean? So, we just got back from the 7/10 showing of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Along with the leaky ceiling.
Yeah, there was a leaky ceiling in our theater, and I was scared shitless in the middle of the movie because I thought something was about to explode in our theater.
No, honestly, I did. I was like, is there some sort of witchcraft happening right now? Like, what the
fuck? I mean, we were already watching a little bit freaky of a movie. Yeah, it was already kind of putting me on edge with all the mysterious shit going on in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden I hear...
It's like, you don't know what you're seeing, and then I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, because I look over because I thought it was going to be a person, like, tapping their hand on the seat.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was... an explosive of some sort, and then I was like, "Oh shit! Someone's making popcorn in the movies."
And now, there was no other information we had to draw a logical conclusion.
What was funny though is me and you figured out at the same time what was happening.
Yeah,
it was because the movie got all of a sudden a little brighter, and then we saw it was like a tarp, and we were like. We both looked up simultaneously, and we were like, "Oh, okay, that's
yeah." We were like,
"Okay, that's cool." I'm glad I missed a good 5-minute chunk of this movie.
Yeah, I know. I was just sitting there. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna watch this. Like, what the fuck?
I was really nervous about it. I was.
Okay.
But Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Now to the main event.
Thoughts?
Shit was amazing. If you don't check it out, you must hate yourself in some way.
Yeah, it's a punishment unto yourself if you have not witnessed this movie.
Like this, if you thought Marvel was done,
you're wrong. You're flat out wrong.
You're just wrong,
brah. Yo, this movie easily and abundantly, far and away, my favorite solo Marvel movie they've done, and that is saying a lot. They've had some good solo movies.
Yeah.
Like Captain America: Winter Soldier, fucking amazing.
I like Civil War. That was one of my
Civil War was a great movie, but I'm really hesitant to call that a solo movie. Technically, it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it was such a good movie. Yeah. It was basically an Avengers add-on.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I loved Captain America: Winter Soldier, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, Captain Marvel was amazing. So, this blew all those out of the water for me. This was amazing.
It was easily the most, entertaining from the outset, of all of those movies. I feel like when they, Marvel has, this formula that they use when they make these movies, obviously. But I feel like they're, kind of tweaking that formula a little bit and, playing with, how the story... how you expect the story to happen on screen and playing with that natural progression so that you still get something that's satisfying, but it's something that, it keeps you on edge. It's keeping you it's continually grabbing you, being what's gonna happen next? Exactly. Where are they going with this?
And that this movie with all the scenes with Mysterio performing the illusion in the middle of it, where they pop up on a field of some sort with a bunch of mirrors, and they're they run at each other, and Spider-Man can't get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
That shit was a little freaky.
It was super freaky.
I was on edge. I wasn't freaked out, but I was on edge, and it really excites me for what the fuck's gonna happen in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. That is going to be amazing because the cinematography and the CGI and all of the effort into this movie was perfect.
Yeah. It was
amazing.
They really created something that was big and grand, and I feel like they went that's what they wanted too, because that's why you see them traveling all over Europe, these hot vacation spots and shit, and they host a Spider-Man movie like this. That's not a conventional way to do your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man who is a 16-year-old kid. That's just not something that you expect, but they pull it off.
This Spider-Man movie was way better than Homecoming. I wasn't I mean, like, I liked Homecoming. I liked Homecoming.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was a good Marvel movie, you know? Mm-hmm. This was an amazing Marvel movie.
Felt like a Spider-Man film. Like, it literally felt like you can say what you want about Tobey Maguire, say what you want about Andrew Garfield. They were Spider-Man movies. Like, you could feel it as soon as, like, it came on. Like, oh, this is a Spider-Man movie. And, like, Homecoming, I feel like they tried to get rid of that, like, try to go their own way. And they did, and in some ways that's good, and that's fine. But this one, you can tell, especially with like those scenes where they got him just swinging around New York.
Yes, that's my favorite.
They were going to the.
That was my favorite.
Spider-Man movie.
And it felt so good to watch him just swing around buildings.
Yeah,
he was just hanging out.
Yeah,
like. When it reminded me of the video game that just came out, the Spider-Man video game, because I played the shit out of that when it came out.
Do you have it?
I don't have it. I had it down in college because my
Tillman had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, it just felt so Spider-Man, like you said. That's like what I was thinking earlier. I just didn't say it. I was like, I don't know if people will get that.
Nah, it's a Spider-Man film. You gotta make it Spider-Man.
I get that. I was so happy you just said that because I was like, it felt like Spider-Man. I don't know how to explain
I love that about like feeling that feeling at this point in the series, because I don't think his story is nearly over, and like just to be where they are with this Spider-Man, like there is a ton of opportunity and like potential like success that I think Spider-Man has down the future.
Oh god, it was so good. Do you have any favorite parts in the movie in mind specifically? It's so hard. We just came out of the movie, so it's like,
oh man, you know, like this Mysterio, like I don't know what it is with Marvel and villains, but they get that shit right.
He was a good villain.
They know how to, like, they don't make a one-dimensional villain anymore. Like, that's just not a thing.
He had his angle, and when he was speaking to his like group at the beginning, you were like, okay, I kind of get it.
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. That's the very thing about Thanos. You're like, even if I don't like it, I kind of get it.
Makes sense.
Like, and that was
like, the same thing with Killmonger and Black
Killmonger.
Panther. Like, they just
like
villain
I
after
don't know
villain.
If I agree, but it makes sense.
Yeah, like I can understand your cause.
From. Yeah, and it's just like the way. I don't know. This speaks a lot to like, you know, in general, what it means to be labeled a villain. Mm-hmm. Because when you're labeled a villain, you're put, even a hero, the inverse of that, you're given this one-dimensional definition, this one-dimensional meaning to who you are as a person. When that's never the case.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's just like when we don't understand. We often ostracize certain people based off of qualities of their actions, due to the fact that we've labeled them a certain way. But like Marvel is going about telling real life stories by kind of bucking that tradition and being like, these are real people with real motives and real problems that are just as legitimate as any other problem.
Yeah.
It's not a question of like why you are the way that you are, even though it's important. It's a question of how you...
Why are you the way that you are? Sorry. Michael Scott.
Yeah. But it's a question of how you go about solving your problem and fixing your situation to be better, you know, better yourself and better everyone around you. And Marvel has, I think they have great messaging and a great idea when it comes.
They do. They do such a great job. One of my favorite dynamics of the film was between Peter's best friend and his girlfriend for the trip. just for the trip. They got back and they were like, sometimes people grow apart. It doesn't mean they've changed. Just means they've grown.
It just means they've grown.
You are so wise.
And Peter's just like, what the fuck?
You're like, Jesus, what the fuck did I miss? It was just so good, and I love Zendaya.
Yeah.
Zendaya killed this role. She didn't die.
She did.
She didn't die like we were worried about earlier.
God, if they would have killed, oh my god, this kind of makes me want to go see, like, just watch Euphoria, like, just because.
I know, because
Zendaya.
I thought that when I was watching it, I was like, man, I love anything Zendaya.
Yeah, I know. You know. Like, she's a great actor, but if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like really how they took, like, this MJ Peter Parker route. It didn't make the most sense to me. I don't feel like
It was, I think they definitely could have developed that a little bit more, but it also kind of makes sense because they're actually attacking it as if it was two high school kids. They're not attacking it like it was Peter Parker and, or it was like when it was Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone when they were, like, still in high school, but they were definitely adults. Like,
definitely adults. But that's kind of my problem, is that they're treating it like it's two high school kids, whereas like the MJ Peter Parker relationship, and maybe this is just the beginning or whatever, but like that relationship is supposed to be like something that is like it, you know what I mean?
And like they'll grow that. Like this, we literally just saw the beginning.
Yeah,
you know?
But like, so you go through most of that movie under the assumption, under the really like that's the only assumption that you can make is that MJ likes Peter Parker because she knows he's Spider-Man. And that I was gonna be so mad if that was like it because I'm like, what? Like, how do you develop a real? I'm really glad they
backed that up. When she was like, I was lying earlier.
I'm glad they backed it up too, but I wish they wouldn't have
done it
even
that
had
way.
To do that.
Yeah, like I wish like right from the get go.
Yeah, like why even introduce that as a question in your viewer's mind, like whether or not it's real.
I think the only reason is that they're two 16-year-old kids. They were both nervous to tell each other how they felt, so she was like, yeah, I was just watching you because I thought you were Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like that's.
But I mean, also like I don't know if they did enough of the growing close part of MJ and Peter, because they were kind of just like they knew each other. They would say things to each other. They were cool. They would talk every once in a while, but it wasn't ever anything that you could start to think would be romantic.
That's fair.
It was just kind of like, oh, I like MJ, and I guess MJ was like, oh, I like Parker, but like you don't see that like Peter. I call him Parker.
Yeah, you call him Parker. I was like, maybe she's calling him by his last name. I don't know.
Yeah, she probably does call him by his last name. But like, I don't know. I don't know if that was the best route to take. It'll be fine, moving forward. But I kind of wish it was different.
I like how one of my favorite parts of the movie was when at the end when it gets her the Black Dahlia. Like, she shows him that she got it, and he was like, and they both, like, simultaneously, we were like, because of the murder. And I was like, that's the sweet thing.
Yeah.
Because of the murder.
Murder.
I brought you murder. Judas.
God damn it.
But yeah, what about the Nick Fury stuff?
I actually remember what I think my favorite part was.
All right, lay it on me.
Just in general, I like how they like. I typically feel like I wouldn't like something like this because it's kind of beating a dead horse. Like this is, you could see this coming from a mile away, really. But the duality that they're doing between Tony Stark and Peter Parker.
Oh,
like,
dude.
The whole thing, like the scene with him, like doing
him and Happy.
Like my favorite moment, hands down, was when he put his arm in the hologram
and he was like, "What are you looking at?"
And he was just like, he just looks over and like he just like,
and Happy was like clearly shook up.
Yeah,
he was like,
Happy's just like,
he said, "You just." I'm gonna. I was like, oh my heart, bro.
Yeah,
when he did that, and he was just like Tony.
I know, and like there were so many scenes where they did that, where they would like show him. So when he started, had to improvise after he got wet with his web shooters, and he was just like figuring something out. Like he just creates a bomb like out of scraps and shit, and a shield, and then they like that type of shit is Tony Stark. Like that's what Tony Stark did.
And like you forget that this kid is a scientific genius kid. You forget that he's more than just the Spider-Man power. Yeah. Like he is the smartest person in any given room, like Mysterio says at the beginning. Which that dude, like, that's what was so crazy is because I liked him at the beginning.
Yeah, I honestly still like. So I
he was just
really
a little mentally ill.
He was. You could tell he was unstable, and
he
was the type of person who I think Tony Stark would do exactly what he did and be like, "Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah,
you're just losing your shit." But like, I get where he's coming from because as a person, like to see or like as an individual who takes pride in your work, to see it manipulated like that and taken away from you essentially,
and then renamed Barf.
Yeah, that was kind of nailed in the coffin. But like to see that happen, like that line right there, I think is one of the most important lines to Mysterio's character. Is never apologize for being the smartest person in the room.
Because that defined his entire story.
Yeah, it was, like we all have different motives. Like his motive was just different, and
yeah, he was like, I'll never say sorry because I'm the smartest.
He did a damn good job at executing. Like the guy was smart.
He had this shit down
as the post-credit scene showed. Like he was smart.
He pulled the shit off. let's talk about that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
So, Mysterio outs Peter Parker for being Spider-Man, while also saying that Spider-Man is actually a villain. What I'm really excited about is now we're getting into this like real Spider-Man shit that we could feel in the old movies, that like nobody actually really fucked with Spider-Man.
What do you mean?
Remember, like, law enforcement and everybody was like always kind of hesitant to trust him.
Yeah.
Nobody really liked him. They were just kind of like the kids and like the families did, but like everyone of authority was really hesitant to. Now we're gonna get something completely new where nobody trusts Spider-Man, which I'm really interested in seeing. And
I
brought back
to see that too.
Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. Oh yeah, my God.
I was like, he popped up and I was like, fuck.
I was like, fuck yes. Like
he was in the Tobey
He
Maguire.
is J. Jonah Jameson. J. Jonah Jameson is not a person.
It's nobody else.
It's
him.
Whatever that actor's name is. He's a pretty prominent actor.
Yeah, he's been in plenty of stuff. He's a character, and it's James
J.
Jonas.
Jonah James.
Yeah.
That's just
That's
who
it.
he is. That was I'm really excited now to see where they take Spider-Man, because like they have to deal with the fact that his identity has been exposed, and then they have to deal with the fact that everyone thinks he is a murderer.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And like obviously there's going to be some way that they change it so that Spider-Man can continue to exist, but I don't know what that change entails, because I don't know. I'm liking this direction of them, clearly placing him as a figurehead, like as the figurehead that Tony was.
Yeah, he's the next Iron Man.
Yeah, he is the next Iron Man, and I think he's very capable of it. But it's like, I'm also cautious because I don't want to necessarily see that same path again.
And we won't get it. They're smart enough. They know what they're doing. I have faith that we will not get the exact same Infinity Saga.
I have faith too. It's just I'm interested to see how they get rid of, or like how they go about changing the reality for these characters.
Yeah, because like the path he's on now, it's a little bit more extreme than Tony's was. Tony was hesitant to be trusted because he was the alcoholic playboy who liked to have fun.
Yeah,
Peter Parker's a murderer to everybody. To everybody else.
People knew Tony Stark's name before they knew he was Iron Man.
Yeah.
Nobody knows Peter Parker. Nobody knows who this kid is.
Exactly.
Like, and they're all going to be led to believe these things. And first impressions like mean an extreme amount.
The way Zendaya or MJ looks up at the billboard when it's going off, did you think she believed that?
No way. No.
I couldn't pick up that vibe.
If they have MJ believing Spider-Man's a villain, what is really going on?
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna go a route where MJ's actually on his side.
Yeah.
But that was something that immediately occurred to me because I was already in full panic mode because he was like, "It's Peter Parker." I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
But like when he was like, "Execute them all."
And
I knew that was gonna do something because she was like, "Do you want to execute the protocols?" He's like, "Yeah, execute them all." I was like, "That doesn't sound good." I didn't think anything was gonna happen.
I didn't even think anything of it.
I did. I was like, "Execute." That's interesting.
Yeah. That's weird.
I didn't think anything of it. Like after that, I was just kind of like, "Huh, all right."
Okay. Execute, probably not the best word choice, but fine.
Jinx. We just took a drink at the same time. You can't see. But dude, and then the second post-credit screen, post-credit scene.
It's technically
it is
second
on
post-credit screen.
It's
in the second screen that showed a post-credit scene. So
yes, it is. What were your thoughts on Nick Fury being a Skrull this entire time?
At first, I was really scared. I was about to be mad. I was gonna be like, "Wait a second, this means so much." And then like they're just joking around. I was like, "What sort of villains are you? Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't even like you act like this shit is like your side job or something. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?" And Then they just call up Nick Fury, and then he's hobbling out from his virtual vacation at the beach, and where's my fucking shoes? They didn't say that, but if Samuel
motherfucking shoes?
If Samuel L. Jackson wrote the lines, he totally say
Oh my god, motherfucker.
He'd be like, motherfucker, where's my goddamn shoes? But because he didn't, he just goes, where's my shoes? Anyways, that was
back to work.
Interesting twist, and I think it's gonna be that seed. This is the beginning of that seed of the next couple phases.
Well, the thing is, like,
in some way,
the Skrull were really prominent in Captain Marvel, so I think obviously at that point, that's when he would have traded in a Skrull for him for a little bit just to get a vacation.
Yeah, but isn't Captain Marvel set in the past?
It was. It was set in 1992.
Yeah.
And then...
he can't have been a Skrull since then.
No, but I'm assuming he has, like, a good enough relationship with the Skrull to be like, I'm... Take my spot for a little bit. I'm bored.
Okay, fair enough.
But, I mean, like, we have... There's a reason they put that in there, though. There's going to be something else that goes along with that. So,
exactly.
like, I'm... And maybe there's not. Maybe it was just like, fuck it, Nick Fury wanted a break. But
they're asking me like, where's the Avengers? And I don't know.
I don't know how to respond.
I was just like, this is great, like, because I mean that's true. He's just
he's
Nick
just
Fury.
A dude.
Like I can feel Nick Fury's pain. Like he's kind of made himself this, but he's the man who has his hand on everything.
Yeah.
And it's just hard I feel like it's just hard to be Nick Fury.
Oh, it would absolutely be hard to be Nick Fury, but like, he doesn't hate what he's doing at all.
Uh-huh.
He's really passionate about all the shit he's doing.
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason, that dude is.
Yeah.
Nick
we
Fury's
need to get
a weird
Nick
character.
Fury movie.
I'm thinking we're headed in a direction that we might.
Yeah.
Like eventually, like maybe it'll be like maybe they do a prequel with a different actor.
Maybe it's like the cap to the entire Marvel cinematic.
The last thing is a Nick Fury movie.
Yeah, I would be happy with that.
I would be too. Like way down the line.
Yeah, wait, we're talking like 20.
Maybe yeah, I mean, years. I would like to. I would definitely like that. One thing about the post-credit scene that was like a little alarming at first when I saw it has something to do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the show that I watched, because. Do you want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I was planning.
All right, then never mind. I won't say anything. I won't say anything.
Okay.
But you've already watched the first episode, and they mentioned Tahiti, right?
Yeah.
He was sitting on a beach, and I was kind of like, "Oh, what's this?" Like, it was something that had to do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that perked me up. I was like, "Oh," and then nothing happened with it. It was not the same thing.
What's his name? Agent
Coulson.
Coulson was in a scenario like that.
Yes.
Which he believes
it's Tahiti. It's a magical place.
He was really just in a cell, basically.
You'll see.
Huh.
He's not necessarily in a cell. This is very...
Is Coulson a robot?
There is a Coulson robot eventually.
God damn. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yo,
dude, I told you that show has the most audacity of any show I've ever seen. They will go places that you're like, no, they're not going there.
You're like, no,
they're like,
no way.
Like there are moments where I'm like, fuck that. No.
Yeah. He's just like, no fucking way.
No matter what, it is the most entertaining shit.
Yo.
They will just. Ah, dude, you have to see.
Yo, that's crazy.
They have the audacity to
I'm
go
literally
places.
just like spitballing there. I was just kind of like, is there a Coulson robot? Like, what the fuck?
There
and,
is. It's just like
gotta be
they go so many different places with that show. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah.
Hell of a film.
Little respect to Colby Smulders. I love how she's been like sprinkled into the MCU.
What's amazing
and she's just like blossoming now.
Yeah, like Nick Fury and Maria Hill.
She was in the first Avengers movie, and I was like, damn,
she was in the Iron Man movies.
Right.
She was in the Iron Man movies.
She was, and she's just been there, and like she just like reprises the same role, which is like slightly significant.
Yeah, like she has.
She was on the first Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. Like
exactly.
I was like, they were really like planning to
they
keep
planted
her
all
in
of
her.
these seeds.
Like yeah, like they knew they were gonna keep her as a relevant character in some way.
Oh yeah, for those of you who haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. but are very familiar with the Marvel Universe, Agent Philip Coulson didn't die in the movie Avengers. even though Loki appeared to murder his ass.
Murder the fuck out of him.
Nah, he's still alive.
Cried painful cries when that happened. That was the saddest thing.
That was really saddest.
I was just like, I know he was just like a SHIELD agent.
Yeah, but like
goddamn, why Cole? Like, you gotta kill Coulson. Like, that guy was like he was gonna be someone in the movies and shit.
You could tell, like, he was on a path. I don't understand
why they did that. They could have just kept him in the show and the movies.
No, it's because they had to build the show around. You'll see. They had to do that for the show to work the way it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, they could have done a different show, but but it worked out really well, I think. And Spider-Man: Far From Home is 10 out of 10. One of my favorite Marvel movies ever.
I think
probably second behind Endgame.
They actually get funnier, and it's like they don't even try to mask it as not
I love
corny
that,
funny.
Yeah, I love that Peter Parker referred to his dick as the web shooter. One time referred to his genitalia as the web shooter, which has levels to it.
There's levels to this.
There's levels to this shit.
There's levels.
Oh my goodness, but yes, great movie. Strongly recommend you see it. Any last thoughts, Tavares?
Go Tom Holland.
Go Tom Holland, dude.
You are
go Tom Holland. Go Zendaya. J.K. Simmons is who plays J. Jonah.
I'm about to tweet about Zendaya. Actually, I typed a tweet in my drafts during the movie.
There's probably a lot of tweets
that
I could tweet about Zendaya.
Yeah,
I love Zendaya.
It goes
with pretty much my whole heart.
I'll read it.
My favorite people. The list goes Zendaya, Keanu Reeves, Rihanna.
Zendaya, Keanu Reeves, Rihanna. Okay. Good sandwich there.
Good for Keanu Reeves.
God damn.
But yeah, shout out Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Zendaya, shout out Spider-Man: Far From Home. Go check it out.
The tweet was, I'd stare at Zendaya if I saw her in real life.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I totally.
Like, easily. I don't think I'd be able to speak words.
I'd
be like...
I think I would. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit what? Oh, shit what?
Do you know what right now is?
What's right now?
Euphoria.
Euphoria's on right now.
Right now.
Oh, my God.
Yo.
Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. We have to go. We got our Emmy nominations in. We do. Big year. Big year.
Yeah. Not gonna front. Don't watch the Emmys on a yearly basis.
I definitely don't. This is the first year I'm actually interested. Which is funny because like TV's been a bigger deal to me than movies have for a while now. Yeah. So you'd think I'd actually pay attention to the Emmys.
Yeah, you'd think, but like I feel like the movie award shows are really hyped up to be
like a big deal.
A big deal, yeah.
Yeah, but the Emmys are no fucking joke, dude.
No joke.
That's the pinnacle of television, you know?
Indeed.
Game of Thrones dominated with a record 32 nominations. 32 nominations. That's a whole fucking lot.
Yeah. And it's surprising considering the season that we had.
Yeah. They got a best writing nomination.
Okay,
which is amazing.
I
love that.
I love this season, but like I'm not even gonna lie that
the writing was not good.
The writing was not great.
It was writing for a specific episode. It was a writing for the last episode, the finale.
Yeah,
and really the reason Game of Thrones gets all these nominations, I think, is more of a like this was it. This was the end of Game of Thrones, the biggest television show of our decade, like one of the biggest television shows ever. So, like, obviously, the Emmys were going to show out for them.
Yeah.
They were nominated for Outstanding Drama Series, which goes alongside Better Call Saul, which is the Breaking Bad spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bodyguard, starring former Game of Thrones Robb Stark.
Oh, really?
Yes, he is.
I think I've seen the trailer for that.
Yeah, I've watched most of these Outstanding Drama Series. We got Better Call Saul, Bodyguard, Game of Thrones, Killing Eve, which I mentioned earlier, Ozark, Pose, Succession, and This Is Us.
Are all of these HBO other than Better Call Saul and This Is Us?
No. Pose, I believe, is FX.
Oh.
And Ozark is Netflix.
Okay.
And Killing Eve is BBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's That's a really good lineup, though. Killing Eve Season 2, I haven't gotten all the way through it, unfortunately, because I don't have AMC. It's also available on AMC.
Yeah.
But what I have seen looks really, really good.
Really?
And Season 1 was astounding. Sandra Oh is amazing. Jodie Comer, her co-star, is amazing. They have, like, the best on-screen chemistry I've ever seen. Ozark is always really intense. This second season wasn't very good, but Season 1, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just, it wasn't quite as good as Season 1.
Yeah.
I heard This Is Us Season 3 was the worst season that's happened.
Are you serious?
That's what's nominated.
I heard This Is Us. I haven't seen it just because, like, it doesn't necessarily look interesting to me. Just, like, it seems very melodramatic and, like...
It is.
Just, like... Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I watched the first season.
Okay, yeah. I heard it was, like, amazing, though.
Oh, it was. The first season was freaking amazing. Every episode I sat down, I cried for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and you see, like, I just don't want to put myself through that.
And that's
like,
why I haven't watched
Euphoria
it since,
is enough.
Yeah, like, it's just so, like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff that's just so fucking sad. Like, it's a good show, though, overall.
Okay.
I'd recommend it if you are into that sort of thing. Like what I just described, but...
you know, really not.
Yeah. Not a lot of people are.
Yeah.
The Outstanding Comedy Series nominees were as follows. Barry, Fleabag, The Good Place, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Russian Doll, Schitt's Creek, and Veep. I have watched Barry, The Good Place, and Russian Doll.
I actually haven't seen any of the comedy series.
Dude, Barry should win.
Yeah, I need to
Barry
watch that.
should absolutely win. The Russian Doll should give it a run for its money.
You know,
going off what I've seen.
I think Marvelous Miss Maisel, like, deserves it, really, just based off the title.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is pretty much the greatest television name in existence.
Yeah.
I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it won last year.
Really?
For the comedy series.
I didn't even honestly know it was a comedy series. This is the series on Netflix, right?
I have zero clue as to what Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is.
I think I've seen it on Netflix before. But, like, I've definitely seen ads for it somewhere, if not there. But it just seemed, like, I don't know. It seemed kind of weird. I actually didn't know it was a comedy series.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. But based off of my knowledge of Barry, if there is any comedy series out right now better than Barry, I need to know about it. I need to watch it. So whatever wins Outstanding Comedy Series, if not Barry, I will watch. I absolutely will.
Fair enough.
I've heard Veep is astounding.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that on?
HBO.
Okay.
And anytime HBO's doing it, they're doing good.
Yeah,
like, it's not...
HBO does great work. Like, I'm surprised they don't just sweep the Emmys every year.
Oh, they usually dominate the number of nominations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they had like 170 something this year.
Holy crap.
And, like, last year was, like, the first year in forever they didn't get the most, and Netflix got it.
HBO's really been doing it for a long-ass time.
They have. Like, they had the first greatest show of all time HBO produced was Sopranos, and that was, like, I think it premiered in 1999, 20 years ago.
Damn.
So they've been at it.
Yeah.
For a minute now.
They've definitely been at it.
Yeah. And then Outstanding Limited Series. There were more nominees than this, but it's obviously going to come down to these two.
Yeah.
Chernobyl and When They See Us.
Yeah.
It's really tough, because, I mean, When They See Us was freaking amazing. So good, so just, God, it fucked me up, dude.
Yeah.
And Chernobyl, the same. Like, it's... But it wasn't... I think Chernobyl wins, just because it had a lot more visual and special effects kind of stuff that went with it. So that it was a bigger production, and it was done amazingly. I mean, so I'd imagine that probably wins, just because it was both great stories.
That's kind of what HBO does, though. They just, like, pour a bunch of money into things, and, like, Netflix is more focused on just giving, like, independent creators their platform or whatever to use.
Yeah, like Ava DuVernay.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like when I don't know, I never know really what they're judging these shows on. Like,
I'd like to know, like, what the real.
Because I feel like When They See Us, like, obviously both of these are real world stories and depictions of history or whatever, but it's, you know, When They See Us is obviously just more impactful to the American people than Chernobyl
absolutely.
was.
Yeah, absolutely. And So yeah, I'm really excited to see who wins Outstanding Limited Series, but ultimately it will definitely be either Chernobyl or When They See Us. For Outstanding Lead Actress, we got Emilia Clarke, who played Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, who, for me, deserves this award far and away. Because even with the writing, and even when all the shit was completely nonsense, she made it, like, impactful and meaningful. Like, when she was just sitting on that fucking dragon, thinking about scorching the earth.
That was fire.
And she just, like... and broke. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Like right then and there, I was like, Emilia Clarke. I need to rewatch.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I want to watch Game of Thrones now.
I do too. I've been thinking this for weeks. I miss it every day.
It's just like life isn't the same.
Life is empty without it.
Game of Thrones. Where are you at?
The other Outstanding Lead Actress noms were Sandra Oh and Jodie Comer of Killing Eve. On the same show, they got both the noms, which they're both crazy deserving.
Yeah.
Like, they are so good in that. You got Viola Davis and How to Get Away with Murder.
She's always. I feel like she's like one of those just like staples.
There. Yeah.
Like
Laura Lynn in Ozark. Robin Wright in House of Cards. Robin Wright.
She's gonna lose.
Oh yeah. House of Cards is not winning anything.
I swear to God, if House of Cards wins like something from that season, like. I literally like watched half of the first episode of season 6.
And you were like, I'm out.
I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is just boring.
And then Mandy Moore for This Is Us. And Mandy Moore, actually, this is her first nomination for her work on This Is Us when it has abundantly been considered the worst season. So that's nice for her. She deserves it, though. She's great in it.
Yeah.
Outstanding Lead Actor, we got Kit Harington. King in the North.
King in the North.
And to be honest, don't think he deserves this.
Season 8 from
yeah,
season
exactly.
8? No.
Because he didn't have to do much acting.
Yeah, he really didn't. He wasn't. I don't know why they didn't write him in more.
I mean, I'm assuming he'll probably still win it, just because it's probably going to be a celebration of Game of Thrones this year. But I don't know. Like, I know Bob Odenkirk in Better Call Saul is an amazing performance every year. I've heard Billy Porter in Pose is like probably the favorite to win.
Yeah, I think even Sterling Brown. Like, I know he's
a great actor.
Yeah, great actor.
But I just can't imagine that This Is Us wins, or I can't imagine that they win over a show like Game of Thrones. And even Pose is like the new It series currently. So you also had Jason Bateman in Ozark, which is good. He does a really good job, but Jason Bateman never really acts, I feel like. Everything he's in, he's just Jason Bateman. And then you got Milo Ventimiglia in This Is Us.
Actually,
he was in Gilmore Girls. You ever watched Gilmore Girls?
I did.
Gilmore Girls is a good-ass show. I strongly recommend it. But yeah, he's a great actor. So, Outstanding Lead Actor is kind of a toss-up for me. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You got a lot of good nominees in Outstanding Comedy Actress. Natasha Lyonne in Russian Doll is my favorite. I've heard Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Veep is astounding.
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched any of Dead to Me on Netflix?
I actually haven't. I haven't heard of this.
It's pretty good. I've watched the first few episodes, and it's got Christina Applegate, and she stars alongside someone. Oh man, I cannot remember her name, but Christina Applegate is up for comedy actress.
Okay.
You got Catherine O'Hara in Schitt's Creek, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge in Fleabag. So I don't know enough to speak on who will win that, but I know Natasha Lyonne killed her performance in Russian Doll. Outstanding Comedy Actor has to be Bill Hader in Barry.
Okay, I got a bone to pick there. Don Cheadle.
I know.
It's Don Cheadle.
Have you watched Black Monday, though?
I haven't.
So you can't say.
I mean, that's fair. But, like, have you seen the Ocean's movies?
I know. Don Cheadle's an astounding actor.
Don Cheadle is hilarious. Like, he's, like, one of the most serious, like, comedic actors I can think of.
Don Cheadle is an astounding actor. Absolutely. Based off my knowledge, I have not seen Black Monday.
Anthony Anderson too, honestly. Anthony Anderson.
I
love that Blackish has like like I feel like Blackish does not stack up at all to the rest of.
I know.
Shows.
I love that I love that the comedy the only like network comedy they picked. Was Blackish.
But Anthony Anderson is like he's actually building a great legacy for himself right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like people like I feel like how. Like Blackish is a lot of what Everybody Hates Chris was to us.
Yeah.
To kids now.
Exactly.
And so they're gonna grow up knowing about Blackish, knowing about
yeah.
Anthony Anderson, and like I've loved Anthony Anderson since like the Transformers movies.
I know, that's when I loved him too. You also got Ted Danson from The Good Place, who it wouldn't surprise me if he won too, just because his name's Ted Danson. He's been a big deal since the fucking 80s.
Ted Danson.
He's been around for a long time. You got Outstanding Lead Actress in a Limited Series, which you got Niecy Nash from When They See Us.
Mm-hmm.
You got, I don't know how to pronounce her first name, but Miss Ellis from When They See Us. You got Amy Adams in Sharp Objects, which I've heard is amazing.
Amy Adams is
always good.
Yeah.
And then Outstanding Lead Actor, you got Mahershala Ali, which I've heard True Detective Season 3 was good.
Honestly, I watched Luke Cage and I didn't think he was that great of an actor. And then I watched Moonlight.
The dude's a good actor.
And I was like, yo.
That's funny that you say that, because that season of Luke Cage where he was the villain,
yeah,
they killed him off, and he became a star.
Yeah.
Like, after they killed him off.
Yeah.
If they hadn't killed him off, he was also one of my favorite villains, like, that a TV show had provided me. And I think it would have been really cool to see how he would have played out on that show, but, it got canceled, so fuck it.
Why did they cancel that show, sir?
Because nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, I guess. It was like a real, like, big moment when it got released. And then
after that, because Season 2 came out, and they just wrote it, like, it was trying to be a crowd pleaser.
It wasn't good. It was, yeah, no, yeah. I watched it. I didn't watch it until a long time after it came out, though, and I was just kind of like, I mean, it was good enough for me to watch all of it, so that's saying something. But like,
it was entertaining.
It's not something I'm like, Luke Cage.
Yeah. Luke Cage. A drink paint. What? You got Jared Harris for Chernobyl, who I personally believe should win this. And then Jarrell Jerome for When They See Us, who also is very deserving of this.
Oh yeah.
Of this award.
Yeah.
We're getting into a couple of my favorite categories just because Game of Thrones dominates them through and through.
Holy crap.
Supporting actress, there were 6 nominations, and 4 of them were Game of Thrones. You got Gwendolyn Christie, Brienne of Tarth in Game of Thrones. You got Lena Headey, or Queen Cersei, in Game of Thrones. You got Sophie Turner, or the Queen in the North, from Game of Thrones. Macy Williams, a.k.a. the savior of the world, Arya Stark, from Game of Thrones. Then you also have Fiona Shaw and Julie Garner. So, I think Brienne of Tarth really killed it this season. Gwendolyn Christie had a great performance this season. But yeah. I think Sophie Turner probably wins.
Yeah, I think if anyone does, it's her.
I think Macy Williams could pull it out.
But
I think Sophie Turner will win.
Yeah, because like I don't know, just as far as being a supporting actress throughout the season, it was 100% Sophie Turner's character who like had most of that like appeal.
That energy.
Yeah, that energy. I just Googled whether or not Lena Headey is married, and it turns out she is, so I can no longer vote for her.
Yeah, Lena Headey's fine.
Yeah, no, she is.
She is a beautiful woman.
Bad as hell.
Yeah, she is gorgeous. I watched a movie the other night called Fighting with Family. It's a WWE production produced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh,
I've really good.
One of those. No, I've seen. There was one on Netflix. It was called. I can't remember what it was called, but it had John Cena in it, and it was like this like wrestling movie or whatever.
And they're always.
I watched it and I was like, like
it's cute. They're always pretty corny.
Like it's super corny, but I was just like, I'm satisfied.
But yeah, Lena Headey played the mom of a eventual WWE wrestler in this movie, and goddamn, bro, She was looking fine. Okay? Look up Lena Headey fighting with family. You're welcome. Supporting actor in a drama series. Again, pretty dominated by Game of Thrones. You had 7 noms on this one, but 3 of them were Game of Thrones. You had Peter Dinklage, Tyrion Lannister of Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes.
Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, or Jaime Lannister, Game of Thrones. And Alfie Allen, Theon Greyjoy of Game of Thrones. Now, I don't think Alfie Allen wins, but I think the nom, it's a good little nod there. That's a career milestone there.
Yeah.
It's not really just because his performance this season, he wasn't in very much of the show.
No.
So,
he died pretty early on.
He died in episode 3. But you also got, I'm thinking Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he's the most obvious choice, but I wouldn't discount the other actors either. Giancarlo Esposito.
Great actor.
Great actor.
I
wasn't aware that I haven't seen Better Call Saul, or I've seen like half the first season maybe, but I wasn't aware that he's a supporting actor in Better Call Saul. He's not even still a main guy.
Well, the way you look at it, weren't Tyrion Lannister and Jaime Lannister the main guys in Game of Thrones? The supporting's loose. It's not. Okay. It's like if you weren't the focus of the show. Yeah. So Saul Goodman is the main focus of Better Call Saul.
I would vote for Michael Kelly, House of Cards. Actually, that shouldn't happen. But I think Michael Kelly's a pretty good actor.
He's also a good actor, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think it almost has to go Tyrion Lannister, dude.
Yeah. Either that or Jaime.
One of them has to win. And I think Peter Dinklage probably deserves it. Just because he's the only actor on the show who's been nominated every season of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how much he's won, but I know he's been nominated every single year. Amazing actor. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, me too. I think it'll be it'll probably be a Game of Thrones sweep, honestly.
Yeah, and then there were 5 nominations for directing in a drama series, and 3 of them were Game of Thrones episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the one that definitely deserves to win is Miguel Sapochnik for The Long Night.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For
that
sure.
episode, we'll have to do an episode breakdown.
For sure.
We will have to do an episode breakdown of The Long Night.
We haven't done any. Have we done any?
We haven't done Game of Thrones since the first episode.
Yeah. What do you know? That wasn't even an episode breakdown, though.
No, it was just Game of Thrones as a whole.
Yeah.
We have not done a Game of Thrones episode.
Shit, we need to talk about Game of Thrones.
We will.
Yes.
We will. Oh my goodness. I'm so hype. So yeah, those are your Emmy nominations.
Yeah.
Got some good little combo there.
Yeah. Just witness basically how every idea comes to fruition on this show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because all we had here was a list of the nominations.
Yeah.
It'd
be like that, though.
I'm really happy with this episode. We've done good. The Emmy noms were good. Yeah. Euphoria was good. The intro was a lot longer than I anticipated. Just because the only notes we had for the intro were...
2 lines.
2 lines. We had Tyler, the Creator, and Sandra Oh, and it turned into Chance the Rapper, YB and Corday, and a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Fuck it, okay?
Why not?
We don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
I'm just generally happy, and I hope you are too.
I'm just generally happy. Penny Bloom Podcast wishes you all the happiness in the world. Peace, love, and bloom. Love you, Keanu Reeves. Bye.